Be easy. Those other two videos, oh my god, they were bad. They were so bad. I was like, no way, I'm doing this shit. But this one at least is manageable. Okay, welcome. Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to Smudcast 383. The magical minority trope is still a problem. If you don't know what that is, I believe it refers to the Magical Negro trope, but it refers to pretty much anyone of non-European descent, I guess, that has some sort of mystical culture element that gets played up for morality. So you go to, like in Cowboy Bebop, there's that weird oracle who's a Native American, and he's seeing he's giving us the future of the story, what's going to happen in a weird metaphor. And Spike's just getting high on drugs. And he's like, okay, whatever.
Wait, hold up. Doesn't this trope also exist with like European, like druids and everything?
It could. It's just not as common. Like you don't have too many. Well, you have wise men, which are white for sure, like Miracle Max in The Princess Bride. That's definitely a European witch sort of, like a druid.
The magical European.
Well, yeah, it's Billy Crystal and what's her face. They're a wizard and they're like a wizard and a witch essentially, and they're there to tell the heroes where to go next and to help them out. Here's a magical death pill or a life pill to bring back Wesley, and off they go. So yeah, there's all these. Well, in that case, that's an actual thing. I don't think he provided any moral understanding of what was right and wrong, because the heroes already knew what they wanted to do. So in most cases, it's teaching the heroes what is the right way to go about things, like driving Miss Daisy, or The Green Mile, Shawshank Redemption a little bit, I guess, not so much. I'm trying to think of. Like they're going to give you examples. We're going to pause them and just talk about the movies. If you don't know them, then don't worry about it. But there's some weird takes they give, and you're just like, I don't know. It's probably not the same thing. But we're going to find out. Let's just check the date on this thing. It came out in August. Just last week. Last month. Almost 100,000 views. This is from The Take. So they're pretty safe. They're not crazy, but they're not very good. So
I think The Take had like a video about that Miyazaki movie, I think Spirited Away,
okay,
and how it's showing that capitalism is the worst thing ever.
Okay. Spirited
The
Away.
usual.
Oh God, a Miyazaki film.
I'm pretty sure that Miyazaki himself, who has like prospered because of capitalism, is going to like fucking hate that system.
Maybe.
Well, I don't know. That sounds bizarre. Miyazaki is a classic. His stuff is pretty amazing. They're basically the Japanese version of Disney films. They're amazing stuff.
Just better.
Animation wise, at times, yes. Storytelling wise, at times, yes. So. Yeah,
I would say like a complexity of most of the stories. Like there are like some very good ones, but like most of them are just like very plain. But that could be compared to like Disney as well, of course.
Yeah, Howl's Moving Castle. Any Studio Ghibli movie is just really good. So
yeah, well, there are some that are bad.
Sure, but like I don't think I'd use. Because those films are inherently Japanese, like they feel very Japanese inspired or influenced, the lore, the
definitely
the religious stuff. I'm trying to think of like the characters that were specifically the wise old man or woman who's giving insight into what to do. But it's fairly common to have a white European dude in a story, and they either see him as the white savior trope. And they combine that with the magical Negro trope, because he's like, oh, I shouldn't kill all the natives because this guy is morally good. What a lesson for me. I'm going to not do that. Instead, I'm going to... that's like Dances with Wolves. There's a great example of that. Of learning from the magical Negro or the magical Native American, adapting their lifestyle. So yeah, it's lots of stories have this element, and I've seen it in a lot of not fan fiction, but a lot of amateur stories. But there's nothing inherently right or wrong with it. And honestly, I don't really get bored of it. I don't really go, oh no, another South American black man teaching the white guy what to do right. I'm like, that's fine. That's good. What's wrong with that?
It might be strange if it's like 15th century Europe and it's a random South American black guy explaining how Europe works. That might be a bit strange, but...
Right. But any guy who's native to their region teaching someone about, oh yeah, maybe you shouldn't kill all the slaves, or maybe you should set them free. It's like, it's good. I'm not bored by that. That's fine. So as a trope, I think it's fine. Anyway, we're going to see what's wrong with it. This thing is about, let me just pull up the video. 22 minutes. It's kind of long, but hopefully it'll just run right by. We don't know.
Let's hope for some NordVPN ads.
Do you like the Magical Negro trope? Well, you'll love NordVPN. It's like, what? You can imagine you're in Africa too.
Do you want to be like an African but hiding better from the whites?
Oh yeah.
Purchase NordVPN.
Atlantic Trade Simulator.
Bounce your
you can
signal.
trace the route the slaves made with this map from NordVPN.
Bounce your signal off so many routers they won't know where you're coming from. You may as well be from Africa. It's like, okay, thanks. Anyway, Alexander Welch, thank you for the £1.99. Short inward forced to watch this. Have fun. Short inward forced. Okay. Sounds like someone's like holding you down or something. Forcing you to watch the video. But yes, we'll have fun, I hope. Anyway. I don't know where Hawk is, but maybe he'll pop in. Maybe he's still suffering from his girlfriend's smoking habits. I have no idea. I think he's better now. Either way. 22 minutes. Let's go.
You know, like in the movies where the black character's just there to help the white guy on his journey.
The magical minority trope has been widely condemned for its racist undertones and problematic takeaways.
By who?
To this day, it's strangely difficult to get rid of.
You have no idea how long I've been trying to get in there.
It involves a person of color.
The dark... Okay, wait.
Wait.
How is Gordon Freeman, who plays Lucius Fox, the magical Negro in Batman?
What?
That's not Gordon Freeman's. That's the video game character.
Oh, sorry, not Gordon. Not Gordon Freeman. Morgan Freeman. Sorry, did I say Gordon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just think about it. Like, how is this guy Magical Negro? He's in charge of Wayne Tech Enterprises. And
yeah, it's his fucking business to know this shit.
The only moral thing he does is that he doesn't approve of that crazy surveillance technology at the end, where he's like, "You've gone too far, Bruce." I can't.
But Bruce knows that,
right?
You know,
and he's just using it for that one time to locate whomever, and then save the day.
But the thing is, he didn't teach him anything of morals or anything. It's just Bruce knows it, but he found it a necessary method.
Right. I don't like what's he gonna, what's his magical power? It's like back in my day, back in Mississippi, we were all just struggling to get by, and then eventually we worked hard, we got to Harvard, and then we found ourselves at the top of shareholder agreements with Fortune 500 companies, all because of magical Negro powers. Okay, I don't know. It doesn't sound like. Something that would happen in Batman, a Batman story, but okay. Anyway, thank you, Morgan Freeman, for your magical Negro powers in the Nolan trilogy, leading our great Batman to the right path of justice, or something. I don't know.
Color, usually a man, existing in a film or TV show for more.
The correct. Okay, come on. He's does he have to be Japanese? Probably not. But I'd rather have an actual Asian dude teach a guy Asian martial arts. I think that's kind of authentic.
Yeah, but like he also showed like the remake, which was Jackie Chan teaching, I think Will Smith's kid.
Right.
I'm still fucking pissed it's Kung Fu and no karate.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he was
But
teaching.
like,
it's a
it
decent
essentially
film.
it can't be a white savior because the kid is black.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh
right.
yeah.
So wait, was Jackie Chan teaching kung fu?
Yes,
Yeah.
in the remake.
Oh, that is weird. Why the hell would they have kung fu in a Karate Kid movie? Oh god.
I don't know. I just find it weird that they didn't just name it Kung Fu Kid or something like that.
Yeah,
but,
that'd be great. The Kung Fu Kid.
You know, it's a pretty decent flick. But it's just I always was confused why they called it Karate Kid.
Yeah. Jeez, come on. Oh, I think what is it? Jackie Chan. All he knows is what's his martial art? Is it Hapkido? What's his?
I think he does everything.
No. Like there's a certain thing because Hapkido is pretty technical, but it's also somewhat flashy. So there's spin flips and kicks and punches and throws. It's like judo combined with lots of other things. But it's technical. It's highly technical, but it's very
Yes, he does Hapkido.
It does Hapkido. Yeah, I thought so because it's very very. I was like, if you can do Hapkido for a year, like you're pretty amazing to be dedicated.
He even did a movie called Hapkido.
Oh really? Oh,
Yeah,
jeez.
72.
I didn't know that. I'm gonna go watch that. Jeez, I love Jackie Chan. Cool stuff. All right. Oh, we just got a donation from Francis. Hey, Francis, thank you very much. Oh, I think we got two. Videos white people make about minorities that Smudcast covers is fatherless behavior on the vid creator's part. Oh. Okay. I guess they're biased towards making videos about foreign magical people because they never had a father, maybe? No. That's a weird motivation on behalf of the take, but maybe. Another one from Francis. They have a problem with black side characters helping white characters. Perhaps they'd rather have no black people be in films. With white people, sounds a tad racist, not gonna lie. I don't know. I don't see what the big deal is. Like, you can look at, like, The Matrix, and I don't care what color Morpheus is. Like, it doesn't really matter to me, or Neo for that matter. Like, it doesn't matter. The story is not about being white, or has nothing to do with race at all, in fact. So I don't, but even if it were, then it'd be specific to a time period and a region, and that's where we have like Driving Miss Daisy and a lot of those stories. We covered them before. I can't remember the names of them, but it was about women doing the documentary about her maid, and she was black, and she was writing a book about her, and yada yada, all the stuff that went on. So, but even that was not really white savior complex. That was just in the times of like 1960 or whatever, where it was kind of weird to talk about that stuff. But anyway.
Less the purpose of serving the heroic or redemptive endeavors of the white protagonist.
I can't do this.
Just loose your grip up a smidge.
It originated as, and still most often takes the form of, the Magical Negro. But members of other minority groups have received the magical minority treatment as well. The magical minority uses a special gift they possess to help the white protagonist, whether that gift is a mystical connection to the supernatural,
Molly, you in danger, girl.
hyper-intelligence in a specific area,
Molecules realign, becomes rigid.
or an
Yeah, but Bruce Wayne's a freaking genius. So I don't
Yeah.
give him like 2 minutes, he'll figure it out with you. I mean, it's not some difficult thing. He's studied everything. I guess the whole point of Batman is you give him enough time, he can figure stuff out and solve the problem. That's really what Batman's skill is. He just has
like,
every skill.
They are taking it to the point that like you cannot have any supporting characters that are a minority because it would like be situated like that. It's a magical minority.
Yeah,
that's how it feels like.
If Lucius Fox was a white girl or something, they'd be like, well, there's no black guys represented in this film.
Yeah, exactly.
And like, he's fine. He's a great actor. He's playing the role. It's all, he just says the lines.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to make it complicated. He doesn't have to be some moral superior or whatever.
And wouldn't be part of the Magical Negro trope be that they have to be a minority slash?
Traditionally, yes. I don't know all the
Lucius
examples.
Fox have to necessarily be a black guy.
Not at all. Yeah, because we don't need his spiritual connection to whatever or moral understanding to put Batman on the straight and narrow. It's Batman. no one's going to tell him what to do.
Yeah, it's a good example because like now we have like this Cowboy Bebop reboot recently, and that's a place where the race of the character does matter because like it might play into the story.
There's a few problems with that if you want to look at race, which I didn't even care about because the only one I really like was Jet, just because he looked the build and the hair a bit. Not as,
yeah, he looked like almost like.
But it's a black man. I'm not going to complain because God knows if I say anything about black people these days, or anyone says anything, it's like, oh, you're racist. But if you look at the show, it's a very pale white dude that is Jet, and there's issues with the casting. There's issues with all the casting except the dog, and that's why Ian is the best representative character of Cowboy Bebop right now. So
they might have got the same dog from the show that was dubbing the dog.
I don't know. I think what's her name? Daniela Pineda is Mexican, or I don't know. She's not Vietnamese, or I think Faye is Vietnamese.
Singapore.
Yeah. And we own.
I think like Jet does like that gardening thing that Japanese people do, like with those very small trees.
Exactly.
That was a very Japanese.
Very small shrubbery.
Yes.
Shrubbery.
It's not an actual plant. It's a style of pruning. So.
Yeah, bonsai.
Bonsai.
Bonsai. Yes. Thank you.
You can actually do it with any tree.
Kamikaze.
It's a Zen Buddhist thing to prune trees a certain way, I guess.
Don't we also say don't Japanese people also say bonsai before you're like skewy with a bayonet?
No. That's kampai is when you drink. Bonsai is when you're like jumping into water or something.
Yeah, but they also like shout it. Like I've played Call of Duty World at War. I'm pretty sure they shout it.
Oh, really?
You have to gun down. Yeah. I'm not saying that I get all my historical stuff from Call of Duty, but you know, it's the next best thing since Metal Gear Solid for history.
Oh my god.
It all comes full circle.
Oh god.
So anyway, I've joined a bit late. So are we just talking about black people?
Right now, we're kind of joking about Lucius Fox being black and being the Magical Negro trope, which really isn't.
But Lucius Fox isn't black. He's just Morgan Freeman.
Well, in the movie, he is Morgan Freeman. Yes, for sure. I don't think he was in the comic until after Nolan did it. So
he wasn't Morgan Freeman in the comic. Yes.
No, but I just think Morgan Freeman is just like he transcends race. And he transcends race and time.
Yeah, I remember his talk about history. American history is my history. That's all it is. There's no.
Well, didn't he once say, "How do we stop racism?" And he went, "It's simple. Just stop talking about it."
Well, that was the response to the CNN anchor, who's a putz. But to him, it's already done because he says, "Look at me, look at you. We're black. We're successful. Look where we are.
Mm-hmm.
What more do you want? Like, what do you want to do?" So.
Yeah. And also this whole magical minority trope. Like you're always gonna have I don't know. It just feels like it's just an argument for the sake of argument here.
Well, the funny thing is, I actually like the trope. It's a fine trope. There's nothing wrong with having a moral character who is teaching the audience or teaching the protagonist what to do. And whether it's kung fu or, what's the right course of action to take in the story, it's like, you need someone to teach the guy what to do. It's like in life. You don't know what to do. You need help.
Yeah, there's always a mentor. You need a mentor in life.
And it doesn't matter if it's an item he gives you that clarifies things or a lesson or like, a skill he gives you. It's like it's something that gets the story going in the right direction and as a result teaches you a lesson.
I've always wanted, if one day I could meet a old, black guy from New Orleans who'll teach me some special skill about something, either a really good baseball star or, play the blues really well. I mean, What's wrong? What's wrong with that? You know.
I would love stories where it's like some secret that, oh yeah, back in my country, this is what we did. You know, like, oh, is that how you throw the ball?
I see a lot of like the ideas of the Magical Negro. Yeah, it's Magical Negro. Whatever. I've said nigger on this thing before. I'm not worried. Where it's definitely like a what was it, like the Great Depression era style story. Because they tend to do that, where it's usually a black guy teaching a white guy and helping the white guy become, you know, rich and famous, because the black guy just can't do it in the time period. I've seen that happen, but to say like, you know, Lucius Fox is a magical Negro, I'm just like, oh no, he's just a guy. And like in other movies, it's just a person. The actor just happens to be black or Asian or, you know, Middle Eastern or, I don't know, Scottish or something. I don't know. There's just because we're not white, given information doesn't mean it's a magical minority trope.
Yeah, it's usually also either the white savior complex, so there's a colonial theme, or there's a racist contemporary theme, like in the 50s or 60s. So, and like, what's wrong with having that story told again? I don't see the problem with making the minority look good, while the repercussions and all the various forms of racism are present, and they're fighting against that. Like, that's a good story. Why would you not want to have that? But anyway, Tyler Preston, thank you, sir. What I needed on my Sunday: a couple of white Karens defending on my behalf on something I'm not even offended of. Anyway, the takes video on Gone Girl is just them excusing what Amy did in the entire movie.
Wow.
As a response to sexism and patriarchy. Oh God, that's not a good defense.
That's not. No.
Gone Girl is a really, I wouldn't say messed up film, but it's like, oh, that is not a cool move on the ladies.
Gone Girl is just the fantasy of every spoilt teenage brat. It's just, they can just do whatever they want to do, and there's no repercussions to shit. And it just doesn't. You do not root for her. If you root for her, you've got problems.
Yeah, it's pretty messed up. So, Anyway, one more from Francis, and we'll keep on going. So a black person in film being smart is bad? Damn, they might actually be racist. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who's saying that this is a bad thing. Like, tropes are most of them are inherently neutral, but I never get pissed off or angry that, oh, there's a magical black man teaching us the ways of his tribe and how to be a good person. It's like, that's fine. I like that. I don't mind it.
Yeah, it's like damn that black guy for having an IQ over 75. He should be scraping the bottom of the barrel of brain cells or whatever, like all black people should be. I'm a progressive. Let me teach you how.
Oh, I
believe black people are idiots.
Apparently, I just got a hot dog, Delcar. That sounds like a. Why does that sound like so familiar? I've been playing a game. I think they have some sort of goddess called Delcar or something from Pathfinder, but my mind is like, what? I have all these weird names in my head. Delcar might be close though. But anyway, it was a hot dog, so hey, cool.
Oh, excellent.
Anyway, 1 minute in at a 22. Let's go.
Exceptional talent.
My grandmother and I could hold conversations entirely without ever opening our mouths. She called it shiny.
And they apparently expect little to nothing.
I call that eating dinner, but that's good too. Yeah.
I call it beshinning because we don't want to be sued by this.
Reference.
Ooh.
Yeah.
In return, satisfaction of helping the white person find themselves. Their backstory usually remains vague or unknown and unimportant to the plot, and once they've served their narrative purpose, they're probably discarded from the story.
Yeah, like every other.
No, wow! Hold on. He's not just he. That's. Are you just saying Bubba's just discarded from the story?
He's literally thrown in the trash right after this.
Yeah, wow, okay.
So we have tertiary and secondary characters for a reason, and they usually they either get killed or leave for a particular dramatic effect, to either feel remorse or sadness or longing or melancholy, all sorts of feelings that make you feel weird, like, oh, that's not what I wanted, but it gives the motivation for the protagonist to keep on going. So in this case, it's Bubba from Forrest Gump, and he wants Forrest Gump to have his dream of owning a fishing company or a shrimping company, I think. So that's fine. That's great. Forrest has no idea what he wants to do in life aside from run and join the military. So once he leaves the military, he's like, okay, well, may as well. Sounds good.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
ID. Get you where you need to go.
The magical minority actually stems from fake progressivism and a surface attempt to create positive media representation of people of color. But
Really?
What?
Oh,
Fake progressivism. I'm not sure what.
Wait, was the guy who wrote Winnetou progressive?
Maybe? I don't know what progressive is specifically, and having it depicted in a movie as fake. I'm not sure what that means. I need to actually be shown actual progressivism in a movie, and then like the fake example. Like, is Dances with Wolves fake progressivism because the white man learns the ways of the Native American? Tries to help him?
yes.
There are books that are quite old with the trope in it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Are those fake progressive books?
I just like the idea of a fake progressive. I'm just like, huh. Like all progressives then. What?
I'm trying to think of like the Good Samaritan, like the stranger who is in the Bible, who helps the guy out because out of the kindness of his heart, doesn't know who this person is, helps him out anyway.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, is that the foreign magical Negro or the foreign? I don't know what you call it. The magical foreigner who just is a nice guy and teaches the lesson of being good to people is its own value.
Magical human.
The magical human, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we can take this in very simple ways, but I want to know what fake progressivism is.
Yeah.
But given the realities of race in America, this trope is a white writer's fantasy. It soothes white guilt by providing
Song of the
white
South.
audiences sympathetic white protagonists to see themselves in.
Listen, asshole.
Wait. Did she say the pathetic white? Oh my God. Let's try that again.
Is a white writer's fantasy. It soothes white guilt by providing white audiences.
Are you kid? You think your audiences have white guilt from what? From
Projecting much?
From liking ragtime music and hot chili sauce with your chicken? Like what is?
You have white guilt from being descendants from dirty Europeans.
Yeah, those dirty white people trying to appreciate all of this black culture.
Especially those Slavs who enslaved all the black people.
Yeah, right. And themselves.
Yes.
I just love the fact that, yeah, white guilt. I'm just like, no.
And she shows the picture of a little kid from.
Yeah, fuck you, white kid.
Fucking hang that boy.
All his slavery methods and ways.
He has
Look at the
been
way
stained by sin since birth.
Yeah, so
I mean, look at the way he combs his hair. He's quite clearly a member of the clan. Only a clan member would comb their hair like that.
Yeah, well.
Just wait until he grows a mustache.
And gets kicked out of college.
So, if you guys don't know, The Song of the South is that Disney flick that has got under a lot of bad raps because it talks about slavery and.
In a nice way.
I guess, yeah.
But
What
I
is
also
after the slavery? Like after
antebellum? Is that the period of what's called antebellum?
It sounds right. When was it? It was.
The antebellum.
I do know
period,
it plays
isn't it?
after the Civil War.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's really annoying because what song was it? It's from that, and I like that song, but I can't. Yeah, but you can't listen to it because it's racist, and I'm like, but it's a really good song. It's a nice song. He's singing with cartoons. It's really nice and wholesome. And people are like, no, it's racist. It's a black guy being happy that he's a slave. I'm like, he's just happy. He's walking. He's walking with like little birds, and come on.
If we make bears sing, then is it racist?
Yes.
If we make black people happy, is it racist?
It is racist.
That's
Black
the most
people
racist
feeling
thing
joy
you can
is
do.
racist. They should always be unhappy.
The Prince of Bel-Air is racist because it's appropriating white culture.
Humor is a white man invention. Laughter and joy is an invention of the white person.
Yeah, we can't depict foreigners or black people or anyone of any different descent than a European as wise, smart, or happy. That's not good.
Dear black people, stop smiling.
Happiness is racist. Sun Tzu said that.
It's the work of the evil white man. It's all a ruse to get you in there.
Was it like the white man smirk or something? And you're like, what the fuck is a white man
I
smirk?
have no idea.
What, is that real?
I'm sure I've heard about the white man smirk.
I'm
It's
just imagining.
What are those college kids that got done in America? With that Native American guy who was like, and that kid smirked. Covington, is it?
I think so.
Yeah, and it was like, look at that smirk. That smirk represents white supremacy. I'm like, what the? How is that? Him just smiling is white supremacy?
I just had the mental image of the students of Sun Tzu listening to him, and he's saying, smiling is racist, and they're going like, what the fuck?
Smiling is something that black people can't do. Sun Tzu's
What are
students.
black people?
What the fuck's a black person?
That'd be funny if the teachings of Confucius were so conservatively strict that all these methods of being formal, when someone enters your house, like, you can't smile, you can never smile, never show emotion.
That's a smirk. Come here, Umbongwe. We're gonna have to teach you not to do the way of the white man.
You must cover your face with the black scarf before you put the white scarf on. There's no other way. Only then can you sit down properly with your legs crossed.
Legs crossed in your mud hut with your grass skirt, because that's what black people are like.
Reading any of Confucius is just a bunch of bullshit, but there's like some really good wisdom in there, but it's like buried in bullshit. So
there's some really good bullshit in there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
If you want some really good wisdom, read the Havamal. That's the most mythology equivalent of the rules of how to behave and what good wisdoms are.
I just the whole thing is just silly. I just when you hear them like talking about like they really do, honestly, these progressives really do believe that black people just wear grass skirts, live in mud huts, and throw spears at each other every day, and you're just like, all right, cool. And I'm racist because
and they're not happy while doing it.
They're not happy while doing it.
They're not singing songs for their own benefit. But yeah. Anyway, let's go.
With sympathetic white protagonists to see themselves in.
Listen, assholes, do yourselves a favor and let them go. Now!
Without having to shift focus away from the white character's experience. And it depicts...
How dare that white man get angry to save a black guy?
How dare Aragon tell people to leave? What a bastard.
Horrible, horrible man.
Viggo Mortensen, you should be ashamed of yourself, you.
How dare you help a black person?
Yeah, how dare you help a black person? He should be beaten up. That way he'll be unhappy, like all black people should be.
So the white savior is saving the magical Negro.
Yeah, the white savior is saving the Magical Negro. Oh my god.
Yeah, we're not thinking in terms of characters anymore. It's all just tropes. Everything's a trope now. We just look at things and, this pattern is the superhero saving the Mary Sue because she's so great that she too dumb to save herself or something. Okay, whatever that trope is.
It would be like amazing. Like there would be like a movie with the most tropes ever. Like every single scene is a trope.
Oh my god.
I think there is. It's called Airplane. But yeah, I'm just wondering where this is gonna end up, because we're getting into very this person's being accidentally on purposely racist.
Progressively, yeah, the progressive. Wow, what a coincidence! The progressives are most racist people talking about this shit.
Yeah,
or interpreting it as
wait
racist.
Wait until they realize about the IQ test. That'll really rattle.
They will really have a great time with IQ tests.
Then you know they're the epitome of racism right there.
Yeah, the epitome of a racist. I'm still it still amazes me that after all this time, Smud gets called a racist on Twitter, and yet I was just calling people niggers left, right, and centre on Twitter and never got anything. It was great. it's just crazy. It's absolutely unbelievable. God bless you.
Sometimes the best place to hide is in the open.
Yeah, the best place to hide is
it's basically just run for public office and wear blackface the entire time. That's all you gotta do. It works. I don't know how, but it just works. I
just fell into the paint. My bad.
I just can't believe that Justin Trudeau is now technically the second most racist person in Canada. After you, Smud.
Maybe I need to do some ethics violations or something. Maybe have some scandals. Maybe they'll vote for me.
You got to endorse the Chinese Communist Party more.
Yeah, I need to invite some terrorists to my parties in India. That's what I need to do.
Hey, listen, you could invite the Taliban over now. They're the good guys.
Oh yeah, that's right.
The Taliban now.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Or invite the IRA round for tea. No one will notice anything at all.
Or go to a private what was it, the Aga Khan scandal? Go to a private island and have taxpayers pay for it. That's great. Fit the bill.
I still like the fact that there's what they call it now? Was it Ice K? Whenever I hear that, I think of like Special K.
Everyone does. Everyone's like, what the hell is that? Why would they have a potassium element?
ISIS K. What was frosted jihadis already taken or something?
They couldn't call it the real ISIS, you know.
It's like instead of ISIS A or B, it's like vitamin.
Oh, why don't they call them like Talibran? Like
good for your digestion.
Yeah. Oh
we're
my
not beheading people, but we still kill people. It's more acceptable.
It's just good. It's just we're beheading people, but it's like good fiber as well. So
it's Plan B, vitamin B12. It's just we thought we'd keep trying until we got it right, and happened to be number 12. Now we just shoot people in the head. It's more efficient.
Oh my god! It's not like Tony the Tiger. It's Tony the Taliban.
Tony the Taliban. He's got a turban on. He's running around.
Is it a
They're great. These Taliban.
Yeah, it's like Alu Akbar.
It's fucking cereals in the shape of a bob belt.
They start selling it. Everyone loves it.
I can see like Tony the Tiger offering like cereals for the Taliban.
Tony the Tiger like hands a bowl of cereal to the kids while the parents are strapping the explosive vests on.
He teams up with Kool-Aid Man. Instead of like blowing down doors by kicking it, he has like an explosive belt. He just runs in the phone and kills himself. Oh yeah!
Oh yeah!
Oh, Jesus.
Kool-Aid Man goes to Kabul Airport. Oh, yeah.
There's Kool-Aid everywhere. Oh. And everyone just dances on Americans because they're crazy, but that would not be too much. Maybe.
All Afghanistani children eat Taliban for breakfast. It helps their bones grow strong enough so that they can carry their bombs to their designated target.
Oh boy. Well, we're having way too much fun, so that means we have to go back to the video.
Oh no.
No. Here we go.
People of color as assistants or spiritual guides.
Bruce Almighty is
literally God.
Literally God. I don't think
he's God.
Spiritual guidance is on the same level.
I don't know if you can basically put any person to higher honor, quote unquote.
The story is about being God. I don't know if that makes a difference. Like, oh, jeez, how do you even divide that properly?
No, it's just such a trope that God is black, you know.
The plot is you become God for a day or whatever this time span is. It's like, yeah, I think that's the trope and the only trope you need. Everything else is just comical. So, anyway.
Well, so we're now talking about the Simpsons, and why are we taking the Simpsons seriously with stuff?
It's a serious depiction of humans, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a serious depiction of the Native Americans who spend most of their time being drunk.
Look at this scene. Even they have a fucking casino thing related.
Yeah, yeah.
Wonderful stuff. Okay.
Essentially, helpers or servers instead of as whole, autonomous people with their own dreams and goals. Here's our take on why the pernicious magical minority trope still hangs on and its real-life consequences for how our culture treats people of color.
New girl? What?
There's an old Japanese man or Chinese man or whatever Asian man. That must mean he's just a magical minority.
I guess. I don't know. What is this going on? Is he
just
wise?
Talking to a minority is magical.
Yeah, he's old and knows stuff. What's wrong with talking to older people? I don't get it.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I'm a white guy. I should just talk to white people because I'm progressive. Is that where we're coming here? Are we just...
Yeah, it's very progressive.
Are we really going down this route?
Did I forget that, at this point, both of them are American at best?
Unless he's asking, how did you survive in the Philippine jungles killing tourists in the 70s because you didn't realize Imperial Japan had fallen? There's nothing bad about talking to old Japanese people.
Well, you see, I found Tony the Tiger who was fighting the Taliban.
Tally the
A fucking guy in a fursuit fighting the Taliban.
Why?
Sorry, the tiger coming to the rescue.
Instead of Molotov cocktails, he's lobbing jars of Kool-Aid.
Oh, Kool-Aid Man and Tony the Tiger, the team.
Honestly, all ISIS needs is rebranding. They'll be fine.
We need an 80s.
They have rebranded. That's why the ISIS K.
We need an 80s.
It's not like a cereal brand. Then people won't think
guys,
bad.
I got the perfect name. Put an alphabet letter at the end of our existing name. They'll never know it's us.
Well, because there was ISIS L a couple of years ago. Yeah, there was ISIS L, and I'm just a bit what was this fucking the Enterprise in Star Trek? They just put a fucking number letter at the end.
I now really need an 80s action movie with Tony the Tiger and Kool-Aid Man fighting the Taliban and ISIS.
Well, I can't remember if it was Hanna-Barbera, but we did have this commercial, not commercial, well, basically a commercial for cereal called All Stars, where they got Wayne Gretzky, Bo Jackson, and what was the other third guy? And they were superheroes, but they based it around sports. It was the dumbest shit you could possibly think of. And their cereal was just a bunch of plain stars that you'd eat. It was this boring cereal, stupid show. And I don't even know how that lasted so long or why it was popular. But if you could get random sports heroes to be superheroes on Saturday morning cartoons. I'm sure you can make a ridiculous propaganda show about a bunch of weird totalitarian murderers.
I was just thinking you can make a weird show about serial mascots joining the Taliban. It's just, Tony the Tiger, the Prospector from Golden Nuggets, Count Chocula, the Trickster's Bunny, who else? You can get what was that wolf called for the cookie chips? There was a wolf. He used to want cookie chip.
Yeah.
I can't remember what his name was. I'm just gonna call him Wolf because fuck it. Get all of them, just a couple of turbans.
Yeah, but you have to dress them up like the Jews so everyone can relate to them.
Yes, dress them up like the villagers from Minecraft, because obviously they're all Jewish, and only Jews wear Middle Eastern sort of garbs in the Middle East.
I mean, but the villagers have big noses. Come on.
Yeah, well.
And unibrows, rather.
Yeah.
Unibrows.
Unibrow is one of my favorite brews in Quebec cities, or Quebec rather.
Right.
So yeah, unibrow.
Does it put hair on your chest?
They might. I don't know. They're good beer. I like it.
Or does it put hair on your brow? You need. Anyway, old Japanese guy on screen with New Girl.
Yep.
Who watched New Girl? Hands up.
No.
You wouldn't even see it if I put my hand up, but no, I didn't.
Okay, so no one watched it. Good. Okay, I can still talk to you. Right. Okay.
Things have to come apart.
Wait.
The Magical Negro fight.
This is literally a Key and Peele sketch.
Yes.
What are you doing? What is?
No jokes allowed.
Oh, two black people being funny. How dare they? They should be miserable, like all good black people.
How dare those black comedians try to make fun of whatever? It's so racist. I don't get it. Wow. Let alone being two black comedians, but comedians in general. It's like, yeah, you can't make fun of stuff, guys. It's bad.
Oh dear, this is great.
Can put them back together again.
Oh, you're a magical Negro too.
Who you call a Negro, bitch?
Oh, that was the setup. That was the whole intro. Wow. All right. Fine.
If you're new here, be sure to subscribe and click the bell to be notified about all of our new videos.
No, rather not.
NordVPN!
The amount of time we spend on increased in the last year, and keeping our internet use private.
Where's our Magical Negro to save us from this?
He was working.
Whenever you search for Magical Negro, NordVPN will protect you.
Oh God!
NordVPN.com/thetape.
Save me from the niggers, no?
On a 2-year plan and 4 extra months of NordVPN for free.
Oh.
History of the magical minority.
Director Spike Lee brought the term magical Negro into the popular lexicon in 2009.
I'm sure he did.
Films such as The Green Mile and The Legend of Bagger Vance. Lee described black characters like the ones played by Michael Clark Duncan and Will Smith in these films as magical, mystical Negroes.
The trick is to find your swing.
He questioned the writing of these roles.
So hold on. So known race grifter Spike Lee is literally, because that's all he is nowadays. He literally made up this term in 2001. How long was cinema existing before 2001?
Well, let's go back to the 1940s when they did Song of the South, which everyone points to as being a racist film or whatever. So, yeah, long time.
Yeah. So Spike Lee's made up a term, and let's be fucking honest. Spike Lee is always out for racial stuff. He just won't shut up about it. whenever he gets brought up, it is just literally race. That's the only thing that comes out of his mouth.
I mean, he has to earn money somehow.
Yeah, that's his thing though. It's whatever he does. Wherever he makes a film, it's always about that.
He is the magical Negro of Hollywood.
So this incredibly racist thing, no one else noticed until a guy who just lives on race grift invented it. Great, good start. Just saying, it's a good start. It's like it had to take a racist black guy to notice a thing that no one else noticed. I think of it as a bad thing. So, well.
These roles, asking, how is it that black people have these powers, but they use them for the benefit of white people?
Seek it with your hand.
He's bringing a mouse back to life. Unless that mouse is a white man in a past life. Did you watch the movie?
Or mice, white people.
Also, he uses his powers to kill a white guy. What? Did you watch the movie?
Again, we could go back to the example of The Princess Bride. There's Miracle Max. He's just the wise man character who sends Inigo and Fezzik on his way.
But Smart, he just uses them for the benefits of white people. Literally, in this movie, I've shown you the one of the main ones that Spike Lee himself brought up. I have found 2 examples where that's not the case.
Yeah.
Also, what would be so bad about, a black person helping a white person?
But because see, like Spud, Wesley is dressed in black, so it means he was black. Sure.
The man in black.
Shut the fuck up, Mark.
He's really a black man in disguise.
But yeah, because was it Sam Rockwell's character? Was it Wild Bill gets shot up by was it Percy is his name, while under the influence from what's the character called in Green Mile?
It's been a while.
I've actually watched it recently. I'm just trying to remember what the fuck is Clark Duncan's character. It's like John something. I don't know, but he gets like killed, so that's not his power. Also, that mouse is not a white man or a white person. It's a fucking. So it might be a white mouse, or it might be a little bit browny.
Well, okay. In the film, he heals Paul's bladder infection and resurrects Mr. Jingles.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
He's pretty indiscriminate. He just heals everything. So.
Yeah. So yeah, and the other movie was it Bag of Vance or whatever it is. Let's be honest, who's actually seen that movie?
No.
Nope.
No.
Because I actually have, and I'll tell you something right now, I don't remember a fucking thing about it. I even forgot Will Smith was in it. Until just then, I'm like, oh, I've seen that movie. Is that what happens? I have no idea. I can't remember this movie at all.
It just, even from the clips, it just doesn't seem to be the kind of character that Will Smith would play, because it's just, he's just Will Smith.
Yeah. So Spike Lee chose 2 things that really you can just pick holes in it, and it does just sound like it's Spike Lee doing his usual, I haven't moaned about white people in 30 seconds. What can I moan about them today?
Well.
So... Also, you're missing. They're also missing some letters in this quote. There's no A in have. There's no T in them, and there's no E in the.
I think they're doing a fade away effect, so it's random.
That's silly though. Well, why those 3?
You just paused it on a weird time index. Don't worry.
All I know is, how is it that black people these powers, but they hem to benefit of white people? I'm like, Spike, giving a stroke. What's happening here, man?
All right, here's Jab Slant. That's an interesting name. Forgot the dude's name, but have you ever seen any of the videos from the one dude whose entire channel is dedicated to responding to Mauler videos? I didn't know that was a thing. No. They're probably very, very long, and good God.
Oh my God, we should respond to someone responding to Mauler.
That would take way too long. We'd be on the floor. We'd be like, ugh.
I don't know. All we do is just let Wisp go on, and we'd soon cut 80 or 90% of our time.
Wisp talks. We're only 2 minutes into the video. It's like 3 hours later. Like, oh, come on.
No, we don't. Here's the thing: we don't pause the video. We let the video keep playing. So Wisp just talks, and it's like, see, easily done.
Oh dear. Anyway, 3 minutes and a half. Woohoo!
Hands, don't think about it. Feel it. Your hands is wiser than your head ever gonna be.
The character type actually existed
they
long
play
before it had
golf.
this name. One of the earliest prominent examples of the magical Negro was Jim, a runaway slave who served as companion to Huck in Mark Twain's 1884 novel, The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn.
I didn't tell him nothing, Huck. I didn't want to get you in any trouble.
In the book and its adaptations, Jim is characterized as wise, self-sacrificing, spiritual, and nurturing, patiently helping these white boys learn life lessons.
Isn't he trying to escape or hide as a slave? So wouldn't he be like really sensitive to everything and really nice to everyone and just trying to keep a low profile?
Yeah, I just think, wow, what a bastard helping young children.
Well, yeah,
God.
he's also helping himself in the process. Like, this is not just some one-sided, I'm a nice guy. I literally have not much to my name, but I'm going to help you figure out how to be a better person. And Huck is not the nicest guy in the world, but yeah, it's fine. Makes sense.
Does Huck become like a nice person at the end of the book?
I'm trying to remember. I think so. There's some moral there. Yeah, I don't remember what it was, though. It's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I remember getting this as a gift when I was a kid, but I only read it like twice.
Oh, who did you annoy?
This is from my grandfather. Gave me a nice leather-bound Huckleberry Finn book.
Oh, I thought you meant like you got like the Elijah Wood version of Huckleberry Finn. I thought, Jesus Christ. What a terrible gift.
Yeah, no, I got books as a kid, so that's just what happened. Yeah.
Oh no, that's nice. Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
Anyway.
Even when they aren't always kind in return.
Huck Finn, man is wood. I'm mighty proud to know him.
Shut up, Jim.
Despite the oppression of being a slave who's separated from his family and a plot that involves Tom Sawyer keeping him enslaved for longer than necessary to play tricks by not revealing that he's been freed just for fun, Jim is superhumanly gracious and positive, in line with the happy slave caricature. We can see this inexplicable...
So I don't know that happy... Is that a thing?
That happy slave caricature...
Happiness in slavery is a trope, and there's a few versions of that.
There were happy slaves. I mean, I'm sorry to say this, because there were slaves who were very loyal to their owners, and that's not just even in the American South. I'm talking about throughout all of history. Even now, there's people you can't save from slavery because they're loyal to their owners.
I'm going through some examples of stuff we might know, like Dragon Age and Mass Effect and KOTOR. Yes,
because there's that scene, isn't there, where everything was in Dragon Age 2. You know, when Fenris is fine, was it Hadriana? And everything was fine. They were happy being slaves. It's only because Fenris came along that Hadriana started killing her, slaves. And they said they were happy, perfectly fine working for this person.
Right, and she thinks that freedom without power was no blessing at all. That Fenris was had to deal with all the power that he got, so she was jealous, I think, or something like that.
Well, that's his sister later on.
Yeah.
But what I'm talking about is was it Fenris's companion quest in Act 2,
right?
Where he they have to go to that the slavers thing and find Hadriana before but he had a sister, and he won his freedom for him and his mum and sister, but freedom was nothing for him.
The only one I really remember that was poignant was the Cerebos, where he wants to die because he's part of that culture. And
he's happy. He's happy because he's a mage and he's had all the stuff is like in a cage, and he's happy to be a slave because he believes in the coon.
Right. That was like, oh, if that's what you want, then it's okay. Like it makes perfect sense that that's how he wants to die, and you can accept that. It's tragic, but it's like he knows what he is. He knows the pain he went through, and he's saying to you, no. What I went through is necessary. I'm a monster. I can't control this, or whatever the magic does to people. That I remember. I'm sure there's other elements in Dragon Age that do that as well, but that was the most one I recall, because that was like, wow, that's interesting. So.
But to go on to slavery and stuff, not all slave owners in the American South were like flipping Andy from Django Unchained. There were some who like didn't treat him badly, so they. Do you know what I mean? It was a thing that you have to remember that there was like sometimes hundreds of slaves on plantations, and they never rose up with stuff. Do you know what I mean? In places like where they easily could have. It's a very difficult thing. I wasn't there, and I can't say 100%. But there were places where they could be happy, and
it all depends on who's pulling the reins. Like what kind of owner did you have? So
yeah, exactly. It's like that what the belief was at The Patriot with Mel Gibson, where they had to explain that that these black people weren't slaves on his plantation, so that Mel Gibson still looked like the hero. That was kind of embarrassing.
Yeah. All right. Here's the Mechanist. Thanks for the $1.11.
I hate that movie, by the way. It's a terrible movie. You should not watch that movie.
Is it wrong for me to want a crazy German man to teach me how to be a great actor? I'm brown, so is this a reverse Magical Negro, or are these people just racist? Sadly, I never get my chance to meet Klaus Kinski. Well,
the thing is, I think the major problem with these people is they see, they don't mean to, but they see black people as lesser than them, and they think that black people need defending and protecting and nurturing and coddling like little children. So when they see like any of these magical tropes or stuff like that, they think, oh no, if I just swoop in and save the day, I'll be a hero amongst these black people, and they just come across as racist. I mean, this poor screen, it's an old black guy telling stories to young black people. What's wrong with that?
Well, yeah.
Happiness in one of the earliest examples of the Magical Negro trope, Uncle Remus in Song of the South.
Everything is satisfactual, zippity-doo-dah.
Uncle Remus's magic is his ability to talk to the birds and other animals in his songs and stories, as well as his delight in eating with white children. The legacy of the Magical Negro is that of a caretaker, and thus has overlap with the older Mammy and Uncle Tom caricatures, both of which present black characters as nurturing servants who are happy to cater to white families.
You can take that all back to the kitchen. I won't need to buy it.
Oh, yes, you is. You's going to eat every mouthful of this.
Throughout the 80s and 90s, decades that saw escalating racial tensions, more black actors landed starring roles in media. White-led, feel-good films of the era often gave their characters the Magical Negro treatment, in a superficial nod toward positive representation that didn't really challenge the white-centric status quo.
What do you want, John Coffey?
Just to help.
Meanwhile, other actors of color were cast in similar roles that utilized magic specific to their racial group. The magical Asian trope emerged as an exotified spiritual teacher to white protagonists, most often appearing to mentor them in the arts of hand-to-hand.
What the hell is Sidekicks?
It's a movie with an Asian in it.
Also,
I'm sorry, I can't give you much more information.
Who would you rather have teaching someone in a film, teaching someone Asian martial arts.
Wow.
A white guy or an Asian?
Because like if you have a white guy teaching the Asian martial art, then you
Also,
can say that like it's a white guy appropriate.
I can speak from personal experience. I've done quite a few Asian martial arts, and the teachers usually were Asian.
Wow.
Even here in Switzerland.
How racist can you get?
If I want to learn karate, what I want to learn is from some drunk Scots guy in the bar. That's how I learn my karate.
I'm about to say something racist, but I know I shouldn't. So
you just got the critical drinker teaching you karate.
Yeah, he knows Kyokushin. He's very good. That's why he's drunk all the time. He just deal with all the pain.
The drunken monkey. Could you imagine if a black guy taught someone the drunken monkey? How racist would that be?
Well, I could imagine the kung fu and certain styles that your body would be flexible enough to appreciate or do. But if you're doing Kyokushin, like you are beating the crap out of your body really hard. So you'd have to have a big fit body. You might even use alcohol to alleviate the pain. I don't know if that would help you. But
are you saying that the Scots should have invented karate?
I'm saying they'd probably have a nice adaptation to it. Yeah.
Oh dear me.
Anyway.
What the fuck?
Also, to clean their wounds, that would be good. Like, you drink it, you pour it as an antiseptic. It's just
Oh, you don't pour it. You just keep drinking it. It'll slowly get around to the wound.
I mean, after all, the Scots are famous for their katanas.
They're called claymores.
Well, they have the basket hilt design for their was it single-sided swords or was it double-sided? I can't remember.
Single-sided.
Single-sided swords.
Are you turning into Sean Connery?
Hold on. Would Sean Connery in Highlander be classed as a magical Negro because he's Egyptian, supposedly?
Oh yeah. He's immortal.
I'm Egyptian.
So does he count as like a magical Negro? Is it Christopher Lambert? Is that the name of the actor?
Oh, he's French, yeah. So yeah.
His French Scotsman.
The French. Oh my God! Can you imagine? They got Christopher Lambert to play like Captain Picard or something like that.
But he is because his character is a Klansman to start with, and he's French, so he's a French Scotsman who gets
what an abomination.
Who gets trained by a Scottish Egyptian to fight Clancy Brown, who's an American Mongol.
I'm just thinking of like him being Captain Picard and fighting like Worf in the holodeck with a sword. And then Worf's like, I can't kill you. Why?
And then just imagine Captain Picard beheading Worf. There can be only one, number two.
Number
one. Kills Worf. Oh, Earl Grey hot.
And some croissant, please.
Earl Grey hot. The most English tea for a French guy. Oh my God. Oh.
All right. Well, that was just my crazy idea, but yeah. I still want to see that. Imagine he was hired because he wasn't that old. He was probably the same age as Patrick. No, a little younger than Patrick Stewart in the 80s.
Who's that? Who?
Christopher Lambert. So 1988, 1989. Just hire him to be Captain Picard. Anyway. Back to sidekicks. Whatever frickin' hell this movie.
In combat.
Try, punch, good. Yeah! And some more.
The magical Native American trope depicted indigenous peoples as simultaneously wise and savage-like.
Predator? They're a bunch of seals. What are you talking about?
Also, Billy, no offense, Billy's best scene, what everyone always talks about, is just literally him cutting himself, and then 10 seconds later you hear as he gets horribly slaughtered.
Yes, you see his spine.
That's it.
You shall not pass.
Actually, you pass quite easily.
Yes.
I just love the fact he's like, yes, I will hold him off. It's like they barely get 5 foot.
Gonna put this giant gun down. I'll pull up my my Bowie knife and cut myself.
Yeah, it's like you're like, oh my god, this is so cool. It's great, and it just cuts away to go. Oh, you hear us? You're like, well, I guess he lasted 5 seconds. Bear in mind, at this point, 2 black guys have already died. So we know we've.
Yeah, the guy who's combing his head with a shaver or a razor of some kind.
Yeah, but what's his name? The guy who has also been Rocky.
Stallone?
No, he's not black.
What?
No, what's the actor called? Is it like Carl Weathers? Is it?
Yes, Carl Weathers.
Yeah. Well, is he a magical Negro? Because when he gets his arm cut off, his gun's still firing.
Oh.
Is that magic?
Yeah, all that pressure in his skeleton just remained there for some magical reason. We have no idea.
But his finger still pulled the trigger, because obviously...
the gun falls, it's still firing. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's not how bad works.
There's also the magical Australian.
The magical Australian. Predator is all magic versus science. That's the whole alien science versus magical humans.
Yeah, magical. Well, did you see how many bullets they shot into that fucking jungle?
Yeah.
How did they magical the reloads?
Well, obviously, it was the magic of Austria that won the day.
An Austrian American won the day by beating
with mud and sharp pointy sticks. Yeah, that's great.
Mm-hmm. I just love the fact that predators get beaten by sharp pointy sticks. Sharp pointy fucking sticks.
The bear's like, you know what? It's time to just kill myself. That's the only solution here. No other way out.
Boom. It's like, why, man? Just take the L. You lost. It's fine. You don't have to blow up an entire fucking jungle.
Anyway.
Oh dear.
Providing wisdom to white people through exotified ancient practices.
Drink this liquid.
More, please.
These minority characters continue to be isolated from their communities with non-existent backstories, offering their total loyalty to the white protagonist and their values.
So they're like wise men.
Yeah. I'm so glad you brought up Iron Will and the cartoon Pocahontas from 1995, but I doubt any person here has ever seen ever.
We have no idea what these movies are, yeah.
Did this even exist?
I guess.
This looks like the same sort of animation from
What is
Titanic
Golden
2.
Films?
I don't know.
That
Golden Films.
That guy has a very very intricate hairline, though. That's like, wow.
Yeah, that's yeah. Also, his trousers seem a little bit tight as well.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He seems to be uncomfortable. Maybe you should use your magical Negro powers and.
Please help my fashion sense, Native American woman.
In the most extreme scenarios, this could even make them traitors to their own people.
What?
Take Disney's version of Pocahontas. Although she initially finds John Smith condescending and dangerous in his colonial mindset,
And ridiculously attractive.
There's so much we can teach you. We've improved the lives of savages all over the world.
Savages? She ultimately sides with him, defending him from her
Oh
father.
no.
If you kill him, you'll have to kill me too.
In all these historical examples, magical minorities enter the story to teach white leads valuable life lessons and shape them into the best versions of themselves. Even if this puts the magical minority character in great peril or personal risk.
Slavery ain't right. All men should be free.
Never heard such talk in my life.
Thus, this kind of story implicitly encourages white people to see people of color as only existing to labor for their personal growth.
What?
That's what this story's about. It's about a character.
I don't think that black people should label.
This is retarded.
Because I watched Huckleberry Finn.
The Adventure of Huckleberry Finn, or whatever the various books are called. The main character is about his adventure, not his magical Negro friend. He's in the picture. He's with them. But he's already established as a character. He's the guy who wants to be free, and that's the message of the story. That Huck has to realize that. Slavery is bad.
Yeah.
That's the message. If you don't have slavery is bad, then that's not the message of the story. And that's not the lesson he learns. We don't suddenly go, Huck, you're a horrible character. Let's focus on this black man for the rest of the story. It's not how stories work.
Also like, but it's also like if I watch Song of the South, I don't go, boy, I really wish slavery was back again. The blacks seem so happy. That's not what goes through my head. I just go, oh, it's a quaint little film from the 40s.
Yeah, people are complaining about films that because the what do they want this film to do? The black man to just solve everyone's problem and be the main character, or actually face adversity?
But even then, it's like, okay, so the black person doesn't solve all the problems. Oh, that just means that they try and make up that black people are stupid. You're like, well, what is it? What do you want? It's like, even if it were the main character, you'd find something wrong, saying, oh, but it's just pandering.
Yeah, I could imagine these people taking Adventures of Huck Finn or whatever, and instead of telling the story of Huck, tell the story of Jim, and the whole story is about Jim. And the adventure he gets into on the side. Yeah, kind of like...
Then complain about it.
Well, okay. There's a right and wrong way to do that. Like, I remember the stage play, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead. Like, they're side characters. Everyone knows they're secondary friends of Hamlet, and they pop in here and there. But while they're not on the main story, like the first few moments of the play, they're flipping a coin. It's always heads. They're like, what the hell's going on here? Why is causality all messed up? Why? It's because there's a story about secondary characters that don't realize this is not their story. And you'd have to do something along those lines where it's a series of weird events that this black dude just happens to fall into friends with this white kid, and suddenly just doesn't get captured and doesn't get killed or doesn't get sent into whatever pen, and it's like that would be the joke. That would be the whole fun part, because you can't just tell a story about a guy, slice of life, going da 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 da. Like, it's not. It might be entertaining. I don't know. You could try and make it worthwhile if there's enough conflict, but everything that happens to Jim is because of Huck.
Yeah.
He's following Huck around because he wants to be free and trying to escape and all this other crap. So, would defeat the purpose of the story to do that. But I can imagine these people writing such a story for the sake of it, because why not? They seem to like the black magical dude a lot, or whatever you call Jim in Huckleberry Finn. I don't see him as a magical slave. He's just a guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway,
strange.
Here's Tyler Preston. Thank you for the one. SJWs. This stereotype of an Asian man teaching a white person karate martial arts is totally offensive. Also, SJWs. Snake Eyes from G.I. Joe needs to be Asian when he's originally a blonde white guy created by an Asian man because of representation. Yeah. You cannot make something properly for these people. They don't understand the genre. They don't understand the message of the story. And I see nothing wrong with having characters steal the spotlight who are secondary characters who have a subplot, who help or hinder the main character. I see this is all working with the narrative. So it's all good.
Magical minorities are introduced into a plot as hyper-intelligent.
That's more than you can imagine.
Omnipotent.
Yeah. Trinity is a magical white Negro.
How? Wow! Oh, good Lord! Morpheus is just a guy who is part of. Oh, Jesus! Fucking wept. No, there's an oracle who's black. That's great.
Yeah.
Oh,
literally the
oracle.
oracle.
This is oh.
Of course, the white man is Colonel Sanders, so I don't know how that helps.
But all the agents are white and they're bad guys, so whatever. I don't care. Oh, Jesus Christ!
All right.
And or superly gifted mentors to unskilled, insolent, or innocent white leads. Examples like Oda Mae in Ghost freely offer advice, healing, or mentorship to white people, without the plot making clear what exactly the minority has to gain from doing so.
I need you to tell Molly what I'm saying, but you have to tell her word for word, all right? Word for word.
Yes. He wants me to tell you what he's saying word for word.
In Holes, Sam happily shares his holistic knowledge of onions to scores of white people who are in awe of his unconventional healing methods.
Nature's magic vegetable, Miss Catherine.
Sam's business highlights the way that capitalism often plays into the dynamics between a magical minority and white protagonists.
Miss Daisy, you needs a chauffeur. Lord knows I needs a job. So why don't we just leave it like that?
As white characters are often most comfortable interacting with people of color who are in a service position.
Well, Miss Catherine.
Like every job?
What the fuck? I just listened to that and I'm just...
So you're either selling a product or providing a service, but sometimes the service is selling a product?
God, that black guy and his onions.
Yeah. He's clearly in servitude to the capitalism in the area.
Good for him.
Yeah, I mean,
why is he interacting with these white people? No, he wants to sell his onions.
Of fucking course, capitalism would be brought up.
Yeah. Of course, the capitalism bad. We all know this now, guys.
How dare these black people earn money?
He's going to a farmer's market and making and bartering or whatever. It's like, yeah, that's horrible.
Yeah, but look at that. He's got to interact with white people. Yeah, you do. Otherwise, it's called segregation, and we don't do that.
Can't have them if they interact.
It's frowned upon.
So when you interact, the people you don't know who are foreign to you are weird and magical, and they have different medicines and vegetables you've never heard of before, like the magical properties of onions. Here's some pickles in a jar. Wow, I can't wait to try.
Oh god, they could have used a magical Negro against Dracula. Explaining all the onions.
That'd be garlic though. What am I listening to? What am I actually listening to with this fucking video?
Oh boy,
it's black guy has a job with white person. Okay, so Magical Negro. No, when you work for someone, you have to interact with them at some point. I'm sorry, you can't not interact with like.
Would you rather him be a slave? Like what? What's wrong with?
He can leave at any time from his onion selling business if he doesn't like the whites.
So here's Joe Crazy. Magical minorities are like onions.
They have layers.
Apparently not. No, they're either black or not. That's it. It's black or Asian. That's it.
Oh Jesus! Oh God! Why is this person so racist? Oh, they're making me look like a moderate.
All right, 8 minutes in. We're still not even half done.
Yay.
Whew.
I guarantee I root for 5 years.
They will often pay a POC character for a service and therefore establish a clear power dynamic rooted in class.
So
if they will pay them money. If
someone
fucking racist white people
owns a business and they happen to be non-white, and the white person gives that person money, There's a power dynamic. Okay, is this written just by socialists? Like, what the freaking hell is this script?
Yes, yes, it is. Like, I just told you that they have a video about how bad capitalism is. So, what do you think?
How could you just literally go, this black person has their own business. Anyway, a white person paid them money. Anyway, that's a magical minority. Wait, what? White people can pay black people to do work. In fact, it's worked for centuries. We could not pay them to do the work.
What the hell is this class structure with frickin' Lucius Fox and Bruce Wayne? Like,
he becomes the CEO of Wayne Industries. What the fuck? How does Lucius Fox get like the short end of the stick? He gets given a lot of money. He gets his job back.
Let me rewind this. This is too stupid.
POC character for a service and therefore establish a clear power dynamic rooted in class, while implicitly feeling owed some sort of enrichment or growth. Sam eventually becomes Kate's full-blown handyman, offering her help compulsively.
You know, that door doesn't hang straight.
I can fix that.
And this ultimately costs him his life. Thus, Kate's character transformation turns Sam into a discarded plot device. With another version of the magical minority, Madame Zeroni, the film makes the literal magic of this character both the obstacle and the solution to the film, suggesting that people of color are essentially stepping stones to success in white people's lives.
No.
What?
What?
That was really bad. I don't know how that works.
So in movies that I've never seen before, black guy becomes handyman and dies or something. I don't know. All I know is there's a guy in a boat. So that's bad because it's the white woman's fault that happened. Now, slightly brownish woman has magical powers. And it's just a stepping stone for the white person?
Yeah, but how?
I don't know. What movie even is this?
I don't know. Is she like on a higher tier of the economy or something that she has magical powers and the white man discovers
more magical than ever?
And she gets...
Well, I don't even know what movie this is.
Yeah.
From this, she's saying this character like, you know, she's well known in pop culture. I don't know who this person is.
Yeah. But the idea is that because it's capitalism or whatever, the white man is stepping on the backs of the proletariat, I think.
On the magical Negroes.
Something like, I don't know. This is weird. We don't have the context of the scene, so I can't say what's going on, but it's just a dumb...
Yeah. Like I've seen a lot of strange, like these 90s sort of movies, and I just can't. I don't know what this is. I don't know. I don't know the context. I need more. I need more than just the name of the person and she's got magical powers.
She's
and a clip of a man sleeping. I need more than what is being given.
It feels like the opposite of like the Little Mermaid, where they have the sea witch who's like gets all the power from the rich princess who's naive. In this case, the white guy is like, give me the magical power, black woman. She goes, no. And then he steps on her back, literally, and then he gets the magical power. And now he's successful in business. Like, what?
Or is he? I don't know what this movie is. I don't know what the plot of this movie is. This could be like something completely different.
A little bit of... Well, I don't think these people provide proper context for this or anything. Like, we didn't even know what the Green Mile was about.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and it's about a mile that's green, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Big black man creates luminescent beams out of his hands while holding a mouse. You're like, what?
Saves mouse lives matter. Yeah. Also, Sam Rockwell gets shot. Okay.
Yeah.
Zeroni cursed the Yelnats because he forgot to carry her up God's thumb.
You and your family will be cursed for always and eternity.
But Stanley unintentionally breaks it by carrying a descendant of Madame Zeroni up.
You must carry Madame Zeroni up the mountain.
Oh, this is holes!
While I drink.
What the fuck?
I can get strong too.
And is able to earn wealth and prosperity for his family. A similar success story plays out in Forrest Gump, when Forrest takes Bubba's shrimping knowledge and turns it into a multi-million-dollar food corporation.
Are you telling me you're the owner of the Bubba Gump Shrimp Corporation? Yes, sir. We got more money than Davy Crockett.
Perhaps one of...
But like the point is that like there's even a scene that like the mother of that person is like getting a share of that. I feel like half the share goes to him. To that family. So essentially, it's not like really taking advantage of them.
Yeah, she got someone to like. There's even a joke about how she even got someone to cook for her now.
Yeah,
she doesn't have. Yeah. So
yes.
So how is But also, how is Bubba a Magical Negro? He gets shot to death in Vietnam. I'm just trying to.
He has an American dream, which is to own a boat. And make his own way in life.
Oh, the American dream, shrimping. Yes.
In fact, like Forrest Gump and his buddy has to get lucky to even get there with the business.
You mean Lieutenant Dan?
They have to
He
do
has
the
a
hard
name.
work.
He has
It's
a name,
because
Lieutenant Dan.
he goes out into the water where there's a storm, which is retarded. The boat doesn't get destroyed. The boats at the harbor do. So he's the only boat in town.
Yes.
Which is pure luck.
Mm-hmm.
And
No. It's the Magical Negro moment because like that was meant to happen.
Oh, it was Bubba's influence causing the storm to break everyone, to bankrupt everyone else.
Everyone else. To destroy the economy of this fishing town. To lay waste to an entire... Bubba went down with capitalism. It's going to be like communism. One shrimp boat. That's it.
And one shrimp at the time.
So we've got that. Then we've got holes where it's just someone gets cursed. Okay. And then they carry a coloured lad up a hill.
Which is his grandson or something, and it's like
Her grandson or something. So really, the Magical Negro is a bad guy.
I don't know.
Anyway, Green Mile. Let's see how this gets butchered up.
Yeah.
With this.
The most glaring examples of feel-good faux progressivism is the Green Mile's...
I love how it's faux
progressive.
I don't know what that is, but I still like the movie, so I guess it's a good thing. I don't know.
Wow, it's just oh my god! Fuck's sake.
The powers to fix or even heal white characters' problems are literally supernatural. In one scene, he heals Melinda Moore's brain tumor in a process that is physically draining for him.
He's joking. Whatever he sucked out of her, he's choking on it.
And while the story is about white people learning to see black people as human, the black character is given that humanity.
That's not what the story's about at all. What the fuck is wrong with you?
By the way, guys, black people are humans.
And the person who wrote this is not okay.
Well, you could argue he's a mutant because he has magical healing powers, so maybe he's not human.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
And again, there was like the mouse or the rat that was healed as
There's
well.
the mouse, Mr. Jingles.
Yeah.
He just and he also kills a white guy.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on here? Why are you? Did I watch a different movie when I watched The Green Mile?
This thing has.
You watched The Green Kilometer.
Yeah.
I must have like watched. Instead of watching The Green Mile, I must have just watched 8 Mile with Eminem in it, or something completely different movie.
So this, I told you this, guys, it came out last month. It only has less than 100,000 views.
Oh dear!
It has 500.
Too many.
Sorry, 5,003 upvotes. But I guess no one really watches these things. They just sort of watch them in passing because no one seems to care, pay attention, or their audience are just a bunch of twits. Because this is.
I just love the fact that the story of the Green Mile is white people seeing black people as people, and I'm like, no.
Anyway. We're at the 10-minute mark. Almost half done. God, this thing's so long. And Wisp is not with us. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Proving his usefulness and kindness to white people, even while he's facing bigger problems than any of them, as a man about to be executed for a crime he didn't commit.
As hell no. That coffee's innocent, I mean.
The magical minority trope also promotes the problematic idea that people of
Bulletproof
color
monk.
knowledge are inherently mystical or intuitive.
Just rub this on his head every night, Mrs. Collingwood, and before you know it, his hair's gonna be as long and as thick as Mary Lou's mane.
Rarely are a magical minority's insights presented as the result of serious applied study or hard-fought lessons from their fleshed-out life experiences.
It's a horror movie.
Oh my god! And it's also the Simpsons. What the fuck is going on with this video?
The one reference.
The fuck is?
The one reference to The Shining, which is the guy tells the story of, we saw it before, of talking to his grandmother where they don't talk. Mm-hmm. It's all she calls it The Shining. That's the only that I can remember from the movie. The movie is just a weird, stupid thing where Jack Nicholson goes nuts.
It's nothing like the book.
Yeah.
It's its own thing, yeah.
But
they repeatedly keep using that Simpson clip of the Native American woman. It's just like the first time I thought like it's just a joke cutaway for when the intro is.
But she's only in that movie for what? Not even 5
2 minutes. Because it's like all her purpose is that like Homer, you need to like pursue your family. You can't give up, and that's it. Homer begins his journey again back to Springfield.
Yeah.
Okay.
Instead, the character is inexplicably magically wise.
You know, it happens sometimes that the spirit gets yanked out so quick that the essence still feels like it has work to do on here.
Whether it's rooted in magic or logic, a magical minority's knowledge is perfectly ready at the precise moments when white protagonists need it. Delivered in saccharine motivation.
Literally God.
Yeah, this is God pointing at you, video creator, going, "I'm disappointed." That's what God looks like.
The story is all about having omnipotence and realizing it's more responsibility than you thought.
Yeah. He's teaching Bruce a lesson
about love and what value it has on being a person. Like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Also, that woman was just drinking. I assume sake with an Asian person from Alice. Who the fuck is Alice? What? I don't even know what that movie is. I can't say anything. The other movies, whatever.
Yeah.
What the fuck ever? I don't know.
All right.
Metaphor.
The perfect shot out there, trying to find each and every one of us.
The magic of golf. Thanks, Will Smith.
the magic of a par, or the fucking the birdie on par 4.
I'm sorry, but I'm sure you could make a story about a man spouting wisdom while teaching someone golf. But
why? What? Yeah. Why did you see? Why is there no clips of Happy Gilmore?
I remember.
He's a black guy.
Magical Jew.
Yeah, but there's also a black guy in Happy Gilmore.
Yes, with the wooden hand. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, who gets who dies because he sees a stuffed alligator. Yeah,
I remember.
Why isn't that Magical Negro?
There was a movie based off a true story called The Peaceful Warrior, and it had Nick Nolte as a semi-magical. What was it? A gas pump attendant, and this.
Right.
Yeah, he's a white. Nick Nolte is obviously a white guy, and the main character, he's really cocky, really strong. He's going to go into he's going to be a gymnast. So he breaks his. I don't know. He has in some accident. He gets drunk. He gets to an accident, and his legs are useless. So Nick Nolte doesn't really teach him how to be a gymnast again. He just teaches him basic philosophy of how to be strong within yourself and have the drive to do what you want and be chilled out about the pain and all this other stuff. So yeah, I could see that as a moral, and it's all philosophy really. Not really philosophy in the original sense, but as someone to help you get off your ass. The stupid shit is near the end, where he's finally back on his feet. He wins a tournament. He wants to go to the gas station to say, "Hey, thanks, Socrates." They never tell his name. He just called him Socrates. And he goes to the back where this Socrates guy usually is. It's this other dude, and he's like, "Who are you?" It's like, "Oh, isn't there this other white guy with a beard?" He's like, "No, I've always been here." And you're like, "Oh, okay, whatever." And the movie just sort of gives you a little text on screen saying this is based off a true story, and the real person.
Yeah, all right then.
Yeah, all this other bullshit. Yeah. He ended up marrying the Socrates' daughter, but in real life, so none of this magical bullshit. Like, it was so dumb. Like, everything was fine. The whole film was fine until we got to the ending there. So is he a magical white dude because they called him Socrates?
Yeah. Yes.
Didn't teach him a damn thing about being physical or being a better gymnast or healing your legs?
This is just... I don't know. I'm just seeing a lot of... Oh my god, we now got Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? What the fuck is going on with this?
I actually like that movie. That was fun.
Yeah, it's... Oh, Jesus fucking wept. This is just...
Yeah.
We're just finding black people in movies now.
I think we need...
saying, "Yep, that's a Magical Negro."
We need more VPNs advertisements to break this up because we're going nuts.
Yeah.
Mysterious hints about what direction to go in.
I cannot tell you how long this road shall be, but fear not the obstacles in your path. For fate has vouchsafed your reward.
In the Dark Knight series, Lucius Fox's magic involves knowing Bruce Wayne's motivations better than the Caped Crusader knows.
Are you retarded? What? His magic is he knows
his
the plot.
The guy just makes stuff and goes, "Oh, you're Batman. I'm not going to tell anybody because Gotham needs Batman."
He's basically goes like, "Hey, we have this cool new toy that he might like. Let's show it to him."
Yeah.
Magic.
He's like, "I know your city." He's like, "I'm the only person smart enough in this city to put 2 and 2 together because somehow everyone's retarded. So I'm not gonna reveal your secret. Also, you're fucking Batman. I'm not gonna reveal your secret."
When you asked me to make those things in the shape of bats, yeah, I kind of guessed.
Yeah, it's like you know when you ask me if this tank comes in black, and then later on the news there's that tank in black with Batman in it. It's like, I guess you're Batman. What the fuck? That's my magical power. Noticing Wayne Tech on the news.
I'm just a physics engineer or a chemical engineer. But I have magical powers to figure out your Batman.
When I see our latest suit that we've made on Batman's ass cheek, because he's just flying around punching the Joker, I'm like, oh yeah, it's got to be Bruce Wayne.
This is so dumb.
Magical Negro now.
Oh Jesus!
I already had a shot of scotch, but I think I might need some more.
Oh, I've never heard anything so stupid in my life. The fact that I just run the Dark Knight now.
At least Maggie's crazy. This is just absolutely retarded.
This is just going so bad. I don't know why this is like this.
Hi, I'm Morgan Freeman. I'm a magical Negro. Because I know who Batman is.
Also, Bruce Wayne pretty much tells me as well that he's Batman.
Every time I make something for Bruce, it kind of reminds me of this story about bats. So I came to think, wait a second, just maybe, I don't know, maybe call me crazy. Bruce Wayne could be Batman. I don't know.
Oh dear me. No. Anyway, let's see what this person's got to say about Lucius Fox.
Them himself and creating all the necessary technology for Bruce to carry out his missions, which is essential.
He has magical technology. Thanks. Yeah, it's
wow, really? You know, it's called the Wayne Enterprises fucking unlimited resources.
Engineering is magic. Okay.
Fucking sticks make fire, unga bunga.
This is just too much. This.
The black person must have magic to use engineering because black people don't know engineering. It must
that's why
be magical negro power.
I wish he would have made a magical voice changer so that Christian Bale didn't have to hurt his throat all the time.
I'm sorry, what was that?
You okay there, Batman? You all right?
Batman's costume was meant for Black Panther, really.
Oh dear.
Sounds like his strep throat.
Yeah, but do you ever notice how much of a pussy Christian Bale's Batman is as well? He really is one of the pussiest versions of Batman.
Oh, he has a lot of guns.
It's a personal opinion, but
he has to rely on Morgan Freeman. Yeah,
I know, but like he gets his ass kicked pretty much all the time
by dogs as well.
Yeah, he got beaten up by the Joker.
Yes.
Got beaten up by the Joker, and like, I'm pretty sure even Scarecrow could have like punched. Scarecrow set on fire. I just realised that. Oh my god, yeah, this guy, the Nolan Batman is fucking shit. We shouldn't talk about it. These are terrible movies.
I can understand getting beaten up by Bane because the third movie isn't the best, but he's kind of older.
He has a magical leg brace that can smash through
stone
concrete. Yeah, and he never uses it.
Time to get back in shape with my crippled leg. It's like, okay.
Yeah, but he's got that. It shows it off, and he never uses it. If he had kicked Bane with that, it would have snapped Bane in two.
Yeah, that's true.
There is no way that if he had actually kicked Bane, he would have broken Bane's back. But no, he decides not to use it. Like I say, when you start looking at the movies, they're quite bad movies. I mean, Dark Knight only gets a pass because of Heath Ledger's like amazing performance, but really, they're poor movies.
Yeah. All right. 11 minutes. We're half done. Yay.
It's only Lucas Fox as a Magical Negro that saves the movies from being really bad.
I just wonder what else is in this video because, like, this.
Yeah, so am I.
Another NordVPN ad.
I want it. I really want an advertisement. This is getting silly.
Actually, what superpower is?
Hardened Kevlar plates over titanium-dipped tri-weave fibers for flexibility. It'll be lighter, faster, more agile.
While the most common version of the Magical Negro is gentle like Lucius, when it comes to magical Asians, mentorship more often takes the form of tough love or wry humor.
Oh, come on.
Outside of stories about the magical Asian fighting mentor, there are also examples of the mystic magical Asian, like Tran from New Girl.
I can't keep thinking of you as my magical best friend with no name. Joe, Tommy, Lewis, Tran.
Nick believes Tran possesses all-knowing wisdom, and the character appears in the narrative whenever Nick needs guidance, while always remaining a silent prop.
Do you understand a word I'm saying? You just nodded everything.
The magical minority trope in many ways is the...
So he doesn't actually do anything. He just sits there and laughs.
Laughs, yeah.
How is that helping him?
That slanty-eyed bastard. He should be doing more.
He just sits there and laughs at him, and he figures it out himself.
No, now we're on to The Blind Side, because everyone remembers that movie.
Well.
Inverse of the white savior trope. The person of color assumes the role of a selfless savior to a white protagonist.
No matter how filthy something gets, you can always clean it right up.
Yet in both the white savior and magical minority story, the white person remains the focus, while the person...
They're the main frickin' character.
Oh my god, Bobby Joe and the Outlaw, yes.
What?
This famous movie.
What is this?
This fucking famous movie.
What the fuck is going on in this scene?
Boy, this masterpiece of sin.
Are they mud bathing? Like, what's happening?
I don't know.
Oh,
what
boy.
the fuck is Bobby Joe and the Outlaw? Who the fuck is this? Mark, do a quick search. What is this movie? Thanks.
Oh, God. It's a 44% on Rotten Tomatoes. The stunning car hop who wants to be a country singer and her sweetheart who dreams he is Billy the Kid become involved in robbery and murder.
What?
Seems like the plot of Behind the Green Door.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ, no.
These are like
Anyway.
such no-name movies.
Yeah, so far, it's just I'm just looking at these movies. I'm like, right, okay.
They hired a Native American older gentleman to bathe with them in one scene.
Mm-hmm. Maybe
In a crime drama.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean hire? Captured.
Captured.
Teach us your magical ways, Native Americans, so we can become better outlaws.
So we can become better bathers.
Can you fuck off from my leg?
He was actually all alone, and these guys just walked in. He's like,
So who the hell are you?
Officer, please help me. I'm being surrounded by naked white people.
He's like that. This is probably a bad time to say that I'm actually going for dump. I'm not washing.
Oh, boy.
As crow fly at dawn, I take dumping river. Like old buffalo.
Are these people naked? Like, I don't know what's going on. I just don't want to know.
I don't know. I'm kind of scared because they're smiling, but the Indian guy looks really weirded out.
What are they doing?
He looks so uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's like, I have dirty hands. I'm going to give you something.
Why would you?
What is happening?
No, this is very weird. I'm kind of nervous.
Anyway.
Is side a supporting role.
Girl, stick with me. I'll hook you up.
After only 3
Sex and the City, the movie.
What?
I will teach you everything I know.
While the trope may seem blatantly outdated and harmful, perhaps what's most shocking is how it continues to persist in a multitude of ways.
Doc, thanks for helping me with the letters. You're really good at writing them.
My pleasure, Tony.
In 2021's The Nevers, Dr. Horatio's only role in the first season is to heal the series protagonist, Amalia, whenever she requires
Oh my god, a doctor does doctor stuff.
You rest up now.
In the Best Picture winner of the 20...
Hold on. Did she just complain that the doctor character is only used to heal a character?
Yes.
But that's what So? How's that bad?
Well, because he's black and she's white.
Also, how is that a magical Negro? He's just a doctor.
You know, when blacks do it, it's magic.
unless he's like a witch doctor, which from the looks of it he wasn't. Why was this doctor is only brought in to heal this character? Yes, that's what doctors are usually called in for. Also, Green Book wins Best Picture.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's see what that's about. A bunch of people getting... Oh, they're all white. That's the problem, right? They're all white.
Oh, no.
Oh, probably.
Is she going to complain about the
horrible.
directors and producers being white? Oh, God. Let's go.
They should have tried not being white.
Oh.
Of the 2019 Oscars, Green Book, Don Shirley is a black man with an extraordinary talent.
He plays like Liberace, but better. He's like a genius, I think.
Whose primary role in the story is to help a regular white guy, Tony Lip, grow as a person.
You never win with violence, Tony. You only win when you maintain your dignity. Dignity always prevails.
Don helps Tony graduate from childlike writing in order to send more meaningful letters to his wife. And in the end, Don drives Tony home through a bad snowstorm to make it back for Christmas dinner.
Thank you for helping him with the letters.
Like other magical minorities whose personal lives are mostly off-screen, he doesn't have anywhere to go for Christmas, and the story's happy ending is that he's warmly welcomed by Tony's white extended family and friends.
Well, come on. Make some room. Get this man a plate.
In plenty of recent media, the exceedingly common black geek or black expert character...
Well, here we go. So first it's magic, now it's technology. Like, what difference is this? Like, where are we going here? It's just a black guy does stuff, and he has a skill.
Black guy does think he's a magical minority. Why? Black people do exist. They do exist in the world.
So they cannot be supporting characters. They can only be the main characters of a
No,
story.
but even being the main character isn't good enough.
Isn't good enough, yes. They cannot be held by a white character. That's also like a thing too.
Yeah. What does this what a black person exists in movie, so a black geek, what the fuck? What the fuck
over there?
No, I'm just. This is just one of the stupidest things I've ever seen, and
So
I've sat
magic,
through I sat through a
science-
Jewish video.
Yeah, magic, science, technology, maybe religion, if you consider voodoo magic religious.
Writing words,
Driving a car, like every selling onions.
being a decent person.
Yeah, being a piano player. It's like anything else. They're all just magical.
But this black guy was breathing oxygen. Here you go. He's obviously a magical minority. I'm like, what the fuck? is
Making
going
all
on
of
here?
Batman's toys and gadgets.
Yeah.
We're seeing a pattern here. I don't think it matters what these people do. They're all just some stereotype they want to invent.
If they're a secondary character who's black, there must be a magical minority because
Yeah, the story of Batman.
White people are not allowed to interact with black people.
The story of
That seems
Batman
to be where this person's going.
should have been the story of It should have been called Lucius Fox. That's the story, not the Batman trilogy. just
It
Lucius
should just
Fox.
be called. It should be just be called Foxman, and just follow Lucius around in his
Yeah.
day-to-day life.
Where
Batman and the Black Man.
it's always Lucius watching on the news of the debauchery of Bruce Wayne, and then Batman saving people. He's like, oh, that's kind of weird. That's a funny people I got watching on the TV there. I don't know what's going on. Then he goes back, I'm going to make some batarangs.
Violin and his tax returns and stuff. And it's just the day-to-day running of Wayne Enterprises. And just like looking over reports, and every so often Batman swings past.
All right, here
What
is
the fuck is going on here?
here's John Doe the Average Joe. Thanks for the super chat. Is a minority acting like a normal human magical? Yeah, that's what it seems like. I don't know. People with jobs, people with duties, things.
This black person is smart with science. He must be magical. No, he's just smart with science.
Here's JS. Thanks for the donation. Wouldn't Temple of Doom at least illustrate her point better than this nonsense? Oh, the Asian kid?
No, a short round. That's just like a sidekick.
Yeah. Or
he's not very magical. He's kind of annoying.
yeah. I always get him and the Goonies guy mixed up. Well, it's the same actor.
They're
right?
the same actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, short round. And,
I like the Goonies version better.
well, he's a bit older in that version. Isn't
He also has all these gadgets that are ridiculous that don't make any sense. But that's
he? What's his name?
Ah.
What is his name in the Goonies?
Don't know. He has a what is it? A boxing glove that comes out of his chest, like the Looney
Yeah,
Tunes?
he's also got what is like the fake teeth that he uses as a grappling gun. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here?
He also has.
This child is way too.
Yeah, he's got oil in his shoes.
Yeah,
that pop out of nowhere when he needs them to make the log he's on slippery so no one could follow him. It's like this stupid.
Yeah, I just. God bless the Goonies.
Yeah, it's so silly. I love it.
Yeah.
Anyway. Oh, this is so crazy.
is, like the magical minority, a seemingly positive form of representation. Still, even if these characters' magic is based on technological or scientific rather than mystical knowledge, often they still function in the story to help a white protagonist.
Dock your slates. Data syncs automatically, got it?
Yeah. While having little backstory, depth, or fleshed out motivation, making them a modern update to the magical minority. These contemporary examples of the magical minority are frequently updated from their predecessors in some surface ways. They may be more willing to confront their white protagonists.
You people love the fried chicken.
Weren't the characters in Lost all they all have their own story and they're all interconnected?
Yeah, in the first few seasons, I guess.
Let's not start bringing Lost up for fucking anything. It's it's a waste of time. The whole damn thing is just.
All right.
I sat through that the first time it came round, and.
All right, no problem. I never watched it, so anyway.
It was. There's a reason why people hate it.
Yeah, I know.
You have a very narrow assessment of me, Tony.
Horatio does voice his frustrations with his and Amalia's dynamic.
It's not fun coming here to patch you up over and over.
However, he's ultimately ignored.
It could be fun.
Amalia, we've been through this.
It was fun. It was more than fun.
Modern magical minorities, despite their attempts to assert themselves, are ultimately submissive to their white protagonists' emotions and needs. Green Book inverts the typical capitalist dynamic of the trope, as is Tony's boss. However, this change is somewhat illusory.
It's capitalist because one's a chauffeur and the other one's paying him? What? There's a power dynamic because one has a job and the other one's his boss. There's two people in the story.
Oh, Jesus.
Unfucking-believable.
So if I write a contract to someone and I ask them to do work for me, I'm the boss and it's capitalism. Like, okay. It's nothing to do with law or saying what you're doing or doing a job. It's capitalism.
Jesus Christ. This is just getting weirder and fucking weirder. This is just. This is literally saying whites and blacks shouldn't be appearing in movies together. This is where I feel like it's going. I feel this person.
Let's have some segregation again.
Yeah, we need more segregation.
Let's just do segregation. This is what it feels like we're going towards, and I'm like, okay.
We should tax movies that use white people, any minorities really. Mainly has a white lead in it.
All right, here's Non-Vitae Rex. Hey, how's it going? Thank you for the 5. At this point, I'm surprised Sergeant Al Powell isn't in the movie or in the video. Is that the name of a movie?
Al Powell.
Sergeant Al Powell. Oh, some Die Hard.
Oh yes, yeah.
He was the magical minority, really? Because he killed the bad guy at the end? Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
He's black.
He's black and he was doing his job.
Yeah, black and doing the job, so it's capitalistic magical minority.
Magical minority. It's He's a police officer, therefore it's capitalism.
Yeah, it's because police only exist under capitalism.
Oh, God. Dulcar's Dungeon, thank you for the 2. So is Whistler in Blade a white magical Negro? I guess so.
Yeah.
That's a good question, yeah.
It's not even it's a question that doesn't even have to exist because it's just stupid. This is such a stupid premise. It is literally as we found out, the magical minority stuff was pretty much coined by Spike Lee, and Spike Lee just wants to cause racial division because it gives him he makes money from it.
Right. That's America. That's how you can only make that movie and be successful talking about that stuff in America. So.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Everyone else was happy with what was going on, and obviously no one had a word for it, but then Spike Lee decided to say something, and now that Spike Lee said something in 2001, bear in mind, So we're not even. It's only 20 years ago that even this was like coined. So we've got like what 70 years of movie history.
Anyway,
whatever.
Let's go.
Because Tony protecting Don in the South. So Tony still holds the actual social power in scenes where he gets to valiantly play the white savior.
Tonight I saved your ass. So show a little appreciation, maybe.
And it is clear throughout the movie that Don has internalized this attitude, putting aside his own convictions to appease Tony and create less hassle for him.
Maybe both characters are going on a journey together and they're learning as they go. And they learn to respect each other, maybe?
And they might become friends.
Which they do at the end, yeah.
Yeah. Crazy.
Wow.
But really, blacks and whites should just be segregated from each other and not interact at all. So I too agree with Jim Crow laws.
I just want to hear this lady's like idea, like what should happen instead. Because like she's not really giving any solution to this problem. Supposed problem.
Yeah, but that's the thing. There is no solution. It's always a problem. Everything is racist.
Yeah.
There's like no approach to this.
Yeah, this is I am so progressive. I believe in Jim Crow. This is how how it's getting.
This is what she said. It's fake progressivism. It's not progressive enough. We have to go further. Yeah. And she's just going to the most ridiculous conclusions. Like, oh, the white guy is still the stronger character.
How far can we go? Because we're getting to the point where it really is just saying, I don't think blacks and whites should interact with each other.
Well, usually
there's like a black guy and a white guy learn to become best friends. No, not progressive enough. What more do you need? There's no racism between them. Yeah, but we need to be more progressive. With what? How? What is the next step? Beyond this black guy. Bear in mind as well, the black guy's higher up than the white guy. So,
right.
What more can the white guy do?
Yeah, and usually when you talk to people with gifts, like they've been doing music or whatever or ballet, like their bodies are very important. Their fingers are very important. So they're not going to get into fights. They're not going to get hurt. They're going to shy away from violence. But they have this bodyguard dude who's also their chauffeur, so they also say, well, he'll take care of it. And they realize, oh, that's a person too. I should probably care about his well-being.
Mm-hmm.
It seems
like I'm saying, what more can you? So you've got the black guy is successful,
right?
And this is obviously in the past. You know, this is what was it like the 50s or 60s with like the dress and So the black guy is successful at this time. He has a white bodyguard chauffeur. The white guy and the black guy get together and they're friendly and they learn to accept each other. You know, he goes round to the white guy's family for Christmas and all his white friends accept the black guy. What more do you need for racial equality? Unless like the white guy goes, here, fuck my wife as well. You know, what more can he do? What more can this movie do?
And he
must pledge allegiance to the black man.
Well, it seems like he's this elitist silver spoon sort of guy with a gift. And then he realizes at the end he has no friends except this one man who was nice to him.
Yeah.
And they invite him over for Christmas. It was great. It's a beautiful story.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I just don't know what this person wants more from this thing. Yeah. It's also the white savior. It's like, he's saving from a fight. It doesn't make him a white savior. It just means he's a friend who also doesn't want his boss to get beaten up. It's kind of his job.
Yeah.
Him.
So I'll play if you want me to.
La La Land offers the example of Keith.
Oh, Jesus, fuck shit.
Afraid to challenge Sebastian, the white protagonist, about his choices or approach.
A pain in the ass, man.
Again, though, Keith is still a tool used to show Sebastian's journey as a musician. He's even painted as a sellout in the historically black art of jazz because he is willing to adapt to a more pop-esque sound, while Sebastian is portrayed as the purist who refuses to stray from traditional jazz.
Okay, there are so many flavors of jazz. You know, you're gonna as a jazz musician, it's pretty tough to get work anyway, just because it's music. So if you could find an audience, I mean, who cares what style of jazz it is? it's a tough business. So,
Wow.
yeah.
But it's almost just like the guy's playing a character that was written for a story.
Yeah.
And how is he fucking magical because he can play? Oh well, whatever.
Yeah.
He's magical. He can play instruments, and instruments are a foreign concept, a magical concept to black people. So
magical black man and an equally magical white man doing different styles of music. You're like, what? Or sorry, different subgenres of the same music. I apologize.
White people can play jazz.
You know, you'd think it'd be like the black guy knows like ragtime or the classical jazz, and the white guy is trying to learn the modern jazz, but he has to take a lesson from the older, more experienced black dude who gives him a little bit of soul.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the opposite, so it's like I don't know what the problem is. Anyway.
So obsessed with Kenny Clark and Thelonious Monk. These guys were revolutionaries. How are you going to be a revolutionary if you're such a traditionalist?
Similarly, Nick from Feelgood is at least offered some backstory, and his reference to his own oppression while giving May a pep talk may render his portrayal slightly more nuanced.
I know more than all of you pricks how unjust this world is. But if I let myself dwell on how much the odds are stacked against me, I'd run a bath, get a toaster.
But he's still a black character whose main purpose is offering advice and wisdom to the white protagonist.
I don't know why I bomb so hard.
Oh, I do. It's obvious.
What?
What's the common denominator every time you bomb? Because you're having some problem or some argument with your girlfriend.
Despite her constant disregard for his feelings and...
Is this a comedian story? Like, what's...
Pass, next question. I don't even know what the fucking movie is.
What is... Yeah, I don't think comedians would talk like this to each other. Is this
Also, I know how difficult it is. You're an actor in a... Well, whatever.
Some British film I've never seen.
I'm British. I've never seen this.
Yeah, I've never heard of this thing.
I never. Who are these people? What is this thing?
Yeah.
Why are we talking about this? How is he magical?
Here's Tyler Preston. Thanks for the donation. The take: this black man can go to the bathroom and wipe his butt all by himself. This is an example of a magical Negro.
Yeah,
he's going to give you lessons on how to wipe your ass.
Most black people just shit in the woods. That's it. That's how we do it down
it's
deep as dark
magic.
as livelihood.
What's in my rucksack? May.
Despite all these examples showing how far we haven't come, some shows and movies have been making a notable effort to critique, complicate, or move past the magical minority stereotype. The Leftovers Season 2 brings self-awareness to the ways that the character Virgil fits this profile.
What would you have done if I told you that the solution to all your problems was a magical black man sitting out on the edge of town?
He's a mystic who literally sacrifices his life to help the white protagonist take a spiritual journey into death itself.
What the hell am I watching? What is this show?
The Leftovers.
This is the good example, supposedly.
A guy he's introduced by some weird lady saying the solution to all your problems is a magical black man, and then we learn the black man has to kill himself to help the white guy. Like, what the fuck is this?
This is the preferred movie.
This is what she said was a good example. So the black person's doctor, my clan detector is going off here. She seems to be fucking.
So it's always like the black character, supporting character dies. That's fine. That's fine. That's perfectly good. What the hell? Fuck.
So The Leftovers is a show where there's a disappearance of 140 million people, 2% of the world's population on some date. Following that event, mainstream religions declined and a number of cults emerged, most notably the Guilty Remnant, a group of white-clothed, chain-smoking nihilists, and a cult led by Holly Wayne, a man who views himself as the second coming of Christ. Okay, that's an interesting take on a world problem. I mean, I'll give it for being an original idea, but
apart from it's not really that original, since there's been quite a few of those things been done.
Well, yeah, there's other stories I know from science fiction, but this is what happens on the Sci-Fi Network. You get these random miniseries that I've never heard of, and they last for like a year or two, and they're really popular for like small group.
They last for like 5 years, and then you're like, oh right, and they're like season 5, and you're like, what? They made 5 seasons of this bloody thing?
Yeah.
And they're all shit. They're all terrible.
Apparently, it was very popular. I don't know how. I've never heard.
Does everyone remember? Was it the 4400?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Show?
I don't remember it. I know it was a thing though.
Yeah, and it's like 4,400 people disappeared or something like that from a town or something. I don't know. Something happened, and yeah. Then there's another one where people disappeared, and
yeah,
there was loads of those.
It sounds like the premise of a comic book.
Yeah, it sounds like a premise of a story with a magical Negro.
Well, they do, yeah.
Who dies? So
for the main character to solve his problem.
No, for the main character to go through death.
All right. I'm going to teach you about death by dying. What?
Let's just get this video. Let's get this video over and done with, because I'm just stuck.
But unlike the typical magical minority story, all this is not presented in a comforting, feel-good way. We also hear references to Virgil's complex past, including very troubling transgressions he was guilty of.
What'd you do? I heard him. I heard him a long time ago.
And we get to see how his family reacts to his death. Meanwhile, the season's cast is also filled with other well-rounded and nuanced POC characters. More recently, White Lotus mocks the way that white people bring magical minority expectations to interactions with people of color in service jobs. After luxury hotel spa employee Belinda gives rich white woman Tanya a spiritual feeling spa treatment, Tanya becomes obsessed with Belinda as a kind of savior who can heal her emotional pain.
I mean, I was in agony yesterday, and I woke up this morning and I had no pain at all.
Great. Oh, good. I'll make an appointment. And this satire underlines how wealthy white people, no doubt influenced by watching some of these magical minority movies, do seek out this exchange of an enriching, even life-changing experience in return for their money.
There's a purpose.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Even rich people, you know? Helping them to find healing.
I know a lot of rich, white, up people. They could really use you.
Meanwhile, we see how Belinda feels pressure to perform
So
the
this is a
magical
comedy
healer role
then?
Tanya
I
wants
think
from
so.
her in order to maintain what is a potentially life-changing professional relationship.
And she said if I wanted to start my own wellness center, she'd fund the whole thing.
Mom, you have to do that. That lady says jump, you say how high.
Chidi from The Good Place appears to start off as a
What?
textbook example of the trope, first presented as a professor with an incredible knowledge of ethics who's forced to spend his heavenly afterlife teaching an obnoxious white woman how to be a good person.
Please help me, man.
This is a comedy show.
Worth it.
Tell me one fact that you know about me.
However, as the series progresses, he diverges from the trope, as we find out how obtaining this expert moral knowledge actually cost him his own morality.
Okay, I think what's going on here. Movies are bad because they're not big enough to have more than one character to focus on. So when they focus on other characters in a miniseries or whatever over the course of a year or two of seasons, they can focus on different plot lines. And those plot lines involve the characters they care about.
Yeah.
And it just happens to be that they have to give them some depth and some conflict and blah, 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 blah. All they want is stories about black people. That's it. That's all they want.
Yeah.
And
Also, The Good Place
Gifted or whatever.
is also a comedy show as well. So
Yeah, it doesn't matter about the tropes. It could be any trope involving a person of color. It doesn't matter. So long as there's a main character who's black or whatever, Asian, they like it. That's all this is.
it's fine. Yeah, all this is literally like, how dare there be black side characters? It should just all be black people.
Here's JS.
How dare there are white people on screen?
Yeah.
It should be segregated out.
Wouldn't the Caribbean witch doctor from Pirates of the Caribbean 2 and 3 also illustrate her point better? I feel like we could argue her case better than she could. Yeah, this is when you know the person is obsessed with this sort of topic, they don't know they're being racist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we're like, this is not what you should be doing in stories. There's nothing wrong with these stories the way they are. If you're changing them for that reason, that's racist.
Like we said, this is literally just, I just want to see black people on the screen. No
yeah,
color.
You're favoring
just black people.
These minorities because they're secondary or supporting roles, and you're like, so what? What's wrong with that? I don't know. Anyway, we're almost done, so I'll just keep going.
Yeah.
You hurt one in your life with your rigidity and your indecisiveness.
And he eventually must learn from his new friends too, establishing a give and take between individuals.
We improved each other. And
This is
the
a
four
dumb
of us
show
became
anyway.
a team.
With more women
Yeah.
and POC creators at the helm of
Oh,
major
Jesus
studio
fucking
releases, we're
Christ.
slowly seeing new characters break away
Oh,
from the magical
God.
minority trope.
Black Canary, but
Oh, that was such a good example. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not doing this.
Take the
evolution of
M5.
magical minority reflects how far society still has
Take
to
it.
go when it comes to imagining the full humanity of people of color. These stories
What?
subtly encourage white people to expect
The
people
fuck
of
is
color
that?
to be magical presences and to feel that the
What?
only acceptable kind of person of
That's
color
gay.
is one that flatters their ego or substantially improves their life.
You lost your swag. You got to go find it.
Moreover, these portrayals create an expectation that people of color should be eager to serve while showcasing superhuman resilience, able to just rise above.
Oh my God. People of color are eager to serve when they're actually trying to teach you something. It's their job to do so or their profession to do so, like a doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah, people who want money, they are eager to get money. This is true.
This person's so fucking racist.
It's
Yes.
it's bizarre.
This is crazy. This is crazy. This is weird.
Well, with
Anyway.
Maggie May, she's a nut bar. With this person, she's
Yeah.
like intentionally blind, or whoever wrote the script is so myopic and just clearly the black man's not getting enough power or money in this scene. Therefore, it's a bad film. Like, what? No.
This just reminds me of the fucking title of an article a couple of years back. Is in order to promote racial inclusion, X university had segregated classes, and you're like, wait, what?
Wow.
Yeah, this is just.
It just reminds me of that. They're so progressive that they're fucking racist.
Regressive.
Like I say, it's like I'm a progressive. I too believe in Jim Crow, and you're like, what is wrong with you? Why? That's not being progressive. That's being regressive. You are regressing back to the 1950s. You.
Okay. 2 minutes. Hopefully,
Come on, let's
it's
just finish this off. Yeah, come on.
Beware, if you're willing to see it.
And without society needing to address systemic problems.
If Don Shirley and Tony Vallelonga can find common ground, we all can. All we have to do is talk and to not judge people by their differences.
Overcoming the magical
Wow.
minority stereotype means
Yeah.
recognizing the full spectrum of a character of color's emotional needs and personal experiences, and allowing them to put themselves first in their own story.
What's happening here?
There when I need.
Wait, hold on. Put themselves first in their own stories. That's great, but it's not their story. They're a side character.
Story.
So yeah, this is just literally. We should just make all stories about black people, and only black people should appear in movies. That's literally this argument.
Also, just one thing, that like the white guy that was reading the thing at the Oscars, he had to read it from a fucking paper. He couldn't memorize that garbage.
Yeah, he couldn't memorize the thing that he obviously believes in so much.
Yeah, it's like so much against like the entire message itself.
If we just checks notes, talk to each other, checks more notes, then we can be equal. Why don't I want to be equal with these niggas? I don't like them.
You know, it would have been funny if you had just read out the NordVPN sponsorship.
Well, that'd be
I've met many black people. I often talk to bin cleaners.
But you can only be secure about your black friends with
NordVPN.
VPN. Jesus Christ!
I normally
Whenever I get my shoes shines, I talk to black people.
I've been to a lot. I've been to a lot of prisons. I know how to talk to black people.
Oh God!
I've been mugged. I've interacted with black people.
Tran,
We're done finally.
glad you got no life.
Thanks again. Vulnerable.
Oh
Next
God!
generation encryption.
Jesus.
Back guarantee.
Fuck's sake! Fuck me.
It's risk-free with Nord's 30-day
Stream memes
money-back
better be
guarantee.
fucking good.
Two white women.
Two white retarded girls who need to be smacked on their asses with this frickin' video. Dear God, ladies, what is wrong with you? And if they say progressive politics, like, no, that's retardation. That has nothing to do with politics. All right, let's see some stream memes. I'm sure we have some. That was insane. Let's see what we got. All right, Mark, there you go. It's perfect. That's a perfect meme to encapsulate this entire video. Not only should he be Gordon Freeman, he's a black guy being the main role.
Yeah.
Of a video game. Damon, no white guilt here, so piss off, you filthy commie. Here's a couple comments from the video. All right, I'll let them go. Wild West Samurai. Since it's mentioned that the magical minority is an inverse of the white savior, no, it isn't. Now I can't help but imagine a parody where a white school teacher goes to an inner city school to save the children, only to come back into conflict with the black janitor, giving the one white kid in class a bunch of folksy wisdom. Hijinks ensue, and they battle each other for dominance as the better mentor, while the kids manage to do just fine on their own. That's good. Invert the trope, turn it into an alternate plot line, and all the kids are like, what the freaking hell is going on? We're just going to study for chemistry over here.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, magical minority is to people of color as manic pixie dream girls to women. I guess?
Maybe, I don't know.
I'm not sure what magic pixie dream girl is to women as a trope, so couldn't tell you. Gandalf the Negro? that's pretty good. I invented all this bat tech. Wow, but you people can't you people can't even use the internet. You must be magical.
That's literally how it turned into. It was like black people with technology.
Yeah.
Magic.
Black people and Mexicans, minorities can't use the internet. What? Respect my minority. Oh, he's got.
My minority.
Cartman's got a. Is that a? Oh, that's like a sheriff badge. 14. I thought it was something else.
Oh dear.
14-year-old white girls, minorities on the internet. Yeah. All right. Bonsai. Banzai. Know the difference.
Hey, listen. I don't trust the Japanese. They could be saying anything.
14-year-old girl shooting minority. He was racist to minorities. Learning karate from an Okinawan racist. Learning Okinawan martial arts from a white man, racist.
Racist, yeah. So it's just no matter what you learn it from, it's racist.
Once a character of color has served his purpose, he leaves the story. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how usually hero's journey stories work. You don't need them anymore.
Yeah.
Here's Gorgeous Rex. Minority teaching white, racist. White teach minority, racist. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all racist.
So just stick to your own race,
Yeah.
you racist.
Paying blacks puts them in a position of subservience, so we have no choice but to have them work without payment.
Without payment, yeah.
What?
Slavery is the only answer to the capitalist problem of black people.
Whites listening to blacks is the magical Negro trope. Okay. Blacks listening to whites is the white savior trope. No.
Yeah.
I would say no.
Yes. Yeah, let's just say we'll say yes for the mean.
In their eyes, yes.
These are both false
eyes, yeah.
progressivism. Real progressivism demands segregation.
Segregation, yeah.
Work is a trap. Spirit
Why
away.
work
Work is toxic. Whose video
What?
is that? Is that
Potato?
Is
It's
that
a
Potato?
video from their channel.
Oh my god. False progressivism, real progressivism.
Yeah.
Oh man.
You know what I always enjoy, what I used to enjoy on Twitter, is every year when preppy little white kids would first watch Tropic Thunder and then complain about how racist it was. It's like, oh, that's adorable.
Oh, look at me! I am the magician now.
Magician now.
Anyway, that was absolutely retarded. I'm leaving my comment there.
I'm not. Why? There's no point.
It is so retarded. You have
This
to comment.
person was literally. Yeah, I might comment and just say yes. I too. Yeah, Jim Crow. Yeah, you're right. we should segregate everybody. Everybody gets segregated.
All right, I need to just lay down and I just take a nap or something. That was so weird.
Oh,
I'm already content with my scotch, so I'm okay for the day. But man, holy crap!
I think you've got another super chat just coming.
Oh, let me check. Non-Vitae Rex. Hey, thanks again. 5. We reach levels of benevolent condescension that shouldn't even be possible. I don't know what the freaking hell those women are, and how they got a job, or if this is their actual YouTube channel. I should do more research on what the take is, because it sounds like it's a bunch of retards.
It has like 1 million point.
Yeah, I know, but they just do really well-cut videos with these dumb documentary-like spiels that last 10 minutes. It's just retarded.
They probably have some minority people working for them as
Oh,
editors.
yeah, of course. They do minority hires all over the place. And then they'd be applying that Hippocratic attitude, because they're like, can you get my coffee, Steven?
I'm just amazed at how racist this person was.
Yeah.
They impressed me. I was like, wow, you really are racist.
Anyway, I need to take a break from this. That was just soul destroying crap, which I can forgive Maggie May because she's just so funny and weird. This was like, we're gonna do a serious video. It's like, oh.
Yeah, that doesn't happen here.
Yeah. Anyway, have a break yourself, guys. That was pretty harrowing. And have a drink if you haven't had one already. Pet a dog, hug a loved one, whatever gets you going. Because man, that thing nearly killed you. So. Talk to you soon. Have a great night and enjoy your long weekend. And if you're in the North Americas.